Well then, we have gone live. So, Dungeon Master Seph, care to tell us a story?
Yes, I would. Last week, the crew of the Jolly Dragon found themselves in Gale Bay, a small, rather lovely little fishing village. But they were confronted by a band of Sargin warriors, who were not very happy with the... Excuse me 1 second. After a few... the local preacher and his paladin were not getting on too well with the town's mayor, and decided to take another look at the local church later that day. We joined them...
So if you're cutting out really bad.
Yeah, it's... Sorry, 1, 2, 1. Is that okay?
Yeah, I can.
Right now, yes.
Now you seem to be coming through clearly.
Okay.
I think you just need to like speak a little louder.
Yeah. Like I was saying,
and
sorry?
gone.
2 now. Basically, Sawagin party stopped them trying to kill everyone, investigating the church.
Yeah. After hours.
Yep.
It's time to be sneaky.
We joined our party in the inn.
Yes, we're joining the party in progress. Sorry, Seph, you're completely broken up.
Yeah, I can hear like noise, but that's it.
I can rather hear Teddy than Sephi, unfortunately, right now.
1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, I'm trying to get this music to work. It doesn't seem to want to be working.
Well, that's okay. We'd rather hear you than
connections.
music.
Yeah.
There it is. I'm hearing
It's because my connection's playing up again.
I'm gonna be muting my mic on and off because Teddy is having a conversation on the other side of the room. So, yous will be able to hear it, but the stream won't be able to. So.
Okay.
No worries.
Just saying.
Yeah, I'm getting no audio coming through, so I think it's my connection playing up again.
Well, right now you're coming in.
Right. Okay, so we join our party preparing for their little nighttime espionage mission.
The way you phrase it, it sounds like we're doing something naughty.
We kind of are.
Righteous.
Yeah.
Well,
For some reason that particular song is not working. No.
You mean a single upper version by Kevin MacLeod? That's plain.
No, Folk Round is one.
Total Minor? I can hear that. I can hear Folk Round.
That's
I can't hear it for some
right
reason.
by Kevin MacLeod, by the way, that we're hearing.
I'm hearing the stuff that sounds like a sea shanty.
Yeah. Yeah, for some reason it's not playing. So I should assume it's. Just have to assume it's. Well, you've already said it is playing for you, so we'll go with that.
Yeah.
I've made up words for it. We sing along to the pirate's song because that's all that we have. Let's sing along to the
Fairly
pirate's song.
certain this is what Kevin MacLeod had in mind when he wrote that song.
So, what are we going to do?
Well, if I recall correctly, Squish was going to ride Midnight out around for scouting first.
This is one of the times we would need Lizzie.
Meanwhile, yeah, Lizzie and Holly were going to try to go in and look around on the ground. Everybody else was going to stay back to be safe. And if anyone sneaks up on us.
Yeah, keep watch. Gotta keep an eye out for you.
It's going to be very concerning.
Oh yeah, no, that's fucked up.
All appreciated, Jeremiah. So, is everyone ready? Does anyone know their roles?
I'm ready.
Yeah. Squish is gonna look around and see if anyone's keeping an eye on them. After the message we got at the end of the last
Yeah.
Dang it. Squish sees nothing.
Holly's looking too. So, not to double roll, but Holly's looking too. She is really that message concerned her greatly. So I'm trying to roll it. Hold on.
Yeah. You don't see anyone listening into you?
They probably realize we know now.
Well, Squish is going to speak quietly. Me and Midnight are going to go across the water onto the cliff and then fly up and look around. And then I'll land and meet you near the gate and let you know what I found.
That seems like the best plan.
Okay.
So, shall we take a little stroll under the moonlights?
Yeah, sure.
I'm not going to wait for it to be moonless. Let's go.
Well,
Are you coming, Sam?
Yes.
Samael, I mean?
Yes.
Then we're heading off.
Is it Samael or Samuel?
Samael.
Okay, good. I thought I was just randomly saying an angel's name, so there we go.
Yes, it's based on the true name of Lucifer.
Yeah, I figured that.
Samael Morningstar.
I'm gonna have to
Or at least
re-log.
that's his name in the DC Comics.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to log back into Roll20 because it's screwing up for me.
Yeah, it was giving me bother last night as well, so we'll see how it goes if you refresh.
yeah. How did last night go? I unfortunately couldn't join you.
People nearly got squished under many boulders from giants.
Oh, yeah.
So business as usual.
And creatures stole the entire thing with an amazing homebrew character that was just like jaw-dropping.
Kenrico.
Da-da-da.
Yeah, I don't have the Spanish guitar anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to reconnect completely. Entire bloody soul, bastard.
Alright.
Yes.
Quick, while the DM's away, level up your characters.
I think you might notice,
Yeah.
just barely.
Well, not if I do it in D&D Beyond. He will never know.
Uh,
Oh, dear.
well, for ease of use, I have my character in Roll20.
6.
I keep forgetting that my fists count as magical weapons now.
Oh, that's so great. Does
Yeah.
that mean that technically Squish could punch Strahd to death even in gaseous form?
Yes, technically.
I love it.
Well,
Here it is. Key empowered strikes. Your unarmed strikes count as magical for the purpose of overcoming resistance and immunity.
That is beautiful.
I gotta find that. That just made me think of this. I gotta find the right spot.
Welcome back, Seph.
Thanks so much. Just waiting for Roll20 to load up.
you never left.
A wild Sephi has returned.
He is super effective.
Mm.
I just thought about this Strahd.
Okay.
So just turn on the air conditioning. When it gets sucked up in its gaseous form.
Yep, pretty much.
That's why you need a vacuum cleaner.
To be fair, that's literally kind of how he escaped from you the last time you fought him.
I know. And Haraga saw it, and she has been spending every time she thinks about it since then, wondering, how do we stop a cloud man?
You put it in a jar, Haraga.
You can't put clouds in jars.
There we go. Jar.
Depends on the size of the jar.
I was
There we
waiting
go.
for this to cycle round to a fart in a jar joke.
It's good that you try, Reister. It's good that you try.
We have Plan B.
Yeah,
Bappy in a jar.
I remember Sephi's old Plan A.
Yeah.
Holy
Put it in the
river!
bag.
That was a
Vampire
good
in a baggie.
plan. It's just a pity it doesn't physically work.
That's like what the cat's plans in Red Dwarf, you know. I just going to the jet-powered rocket pants and Junior Birdman the hell out of here. These sound
And you're
suggestions have only two minor drawbacks. One, we don't have any jet-powered rocket pants, and two, there's no such thing as jet-powered rocket pants outside of a serial Robbie rocket pant. Let's put a crimp in an otherwise damn fine plan.
I thought Elaine's plan was just to call out Irina's name.
Isn't that the
Rocky free plan?
Well, it stopped the fight, didn't it?
That's
what
true.
happens when you betray the party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you betray the party, you join the club of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen and Women.
Well,
and others.
I'll tell you, and Jurnis can vouch for this. There was a brief time when it was a possibility that y'all were going to lose Haraga and have her end up becoming a vampire.
Not a good idea.
No.
Yeah, that I mean, you never know, but that was Jurnis. Do you remember when we were talking about that?
Oh, it was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a really long time ago, like right at the beginning.
Anywho, enough of Strad. Let us return to
Yes.
Maelstrom.
I was just trying to give some time because I thought he needed it still.
Let me get back to Jeremiah voice. There we are.
Okay. You make your way out into the town square and you find a fairly secluded sector of it where you can get ready. Midnight kind of flexes his wings a little and gets ready for Squish to mount him.
I believe in you, Midnight.
Yeah, he's a good
And takes off.
You two take care.
And so I'm just going to get a little...
I'll look after him.
A little icon for...
Just roll the traditional bird line.
Aw, that's cute. All we need now is just like a little dragon force symbol.
Midnight starts flying up past the church about here so we can get... As a party, make their way up the road towards the church. And I would like everyone to roll stealth checks, please.
Yes.
Except for Squish and Midnight.
Stuff.
Yeah, totally stealthy. Ow! This is going to.
The sheet.
It's my sheet.
This is literally where Jeremiah's like, remember everyone, be quiet.
Look.
Banging pots and pans together. Be quiet.
Yeah. Jeremiah, you basically trip and nearly fly straight over the wall. Where you catch yourself and you will take... Give me 1 second.
I haven't
1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Ooh, good. Ow. Sorry. I'm terribly sorry about this. Trying to look if anyone reacted to this.
Apologies aren't.
There's no one around. At least not on this side of the building.
Sorry about that.
Apologies aren't silence, Jeremiah.
He just looks flustered.
There's a minute or two before the church doors open and a small procession starts marching out, heading down the path to the right. At the head of it is a paladin, and behind him is someone in a long robe. They continue down the path. Yeah, Squish, you can see this. I'd like you to roll me a perception.
There we go. It kept muting me for some reason. Perception for Squish. Come on, be good. Aha! That worked.
You notice that this person with a long robe doesn't seem to be moving their arms.
They're carrying something?
You can't see their arms because it's under the cloak.
Possible that they're tied to them. But that's the player talking.
Okay, I'm gonna get Midnight to basically follow them while high in the air.
But from where your Midnight's positioned, you can get a good view of what's going on. Because they're about there. The Paladin, you see the Paladin say a few words and then head back along the path and into the church as the monks around this person, make a few prayers, a few chants. It's about 5 minutes before
Do they have the person whose arms aren't visible close to the edge of the cliff?
Yes, they do.
Midnight, get ready to catch that person.
You watch as one of the cultists finishes their chanting, and you watch as he raises a large hammer, striking this person across the back of the head and throwing her off the cliff.
Go, Midnight, go, 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 go!
Roll Midnight's dexterity, please.
I assume all this is happening at such a level that... Sorry, go ahead.
Dexterity for... Is it a saving throw or a check?
Midnight.
A check? Okay.
Yeah.
Turn on! Woohoo! Midnight!
Come on. Midnight dashes down as stealthily as he can, but unfortunately, as you catch this person, they're already dead.
Ah, shit! And I assume Midnight isn't strong enough to carry this person and me?
No. You're not tumbling down at a rapid rate, but Midnight's flapping just enough to kind of keep you from utterly plummeting as well. So you kind of land awkwardly.
Okay, if we've landed on the beach, Squish is going to hop off and take off the hood and see if they recognize this person.
Okay, roll me a history check. You've never seen this person in your life.
Well, this is kind of sucky. Does she have anything on her that would indicate who she is? Any noticeable markings? Has she been tied? Anything like that?
She's still wearing. She's still got some ropes on her wrist. Evidently, the people who threw her off weren't in that much of a hurry not to leave evidence of what they'd done this time. But on her leg, you do notice a. Well,
Oh, what, sorry?
let me really check.
Symbol.
Haha! Squish is doing good.
22. Let's see the symbol. A tooth. And what? It's in the shape of the waves.
You are cutting out really
You-
bad.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Every other syllable.
Sorry. Bloody internet causing problems yet again.
Feel like starting to go. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Good.
Can you hear me now? Testing, testing.
Yeah,
Yes.
you seem to be okay.
No, we can't. No, we cannot hear you now. That's why we're responding to your request.
I'm
your
making sure.
question.
I'm making sure, because I'm getting bloody sick of this in a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, you recognise a shark tooth shaped symbol on her leg. You recognise this as the symbol of Sokola.
That's the big serpent god, isn't it?
Yeah, the Sawagin god.
That's the big angry serpent.
Shit. Oh dear. Okay. I assume this area will be covered by the tide soon.
Yes, it will.
Can me and Midnight drag her somewhere where the body won't be disappear so we can keep evidence of this?
You can try.
Then I would like to try.
Okay, roll me strength check for the pair of you. I would also like you to roll stealth checks. You
Totally
managed
stealthy.
to. You managed to drag. Don't know. You'll give me a stealth check.
Look, at least I'm not falling over the wall again. Okay.
I just want to stash her somewhere secret, but where I could bring the others to.
You're able to find a small, and you're able to drag the body inside and leave it on a slight outcropping where the tide can't quite reach it.
Okay. But that's sorted. I'm gonna cover our tracks as best I can, and then fly and get the guys.
Okay. You and Midnight leave the cave and take wing once, flying to the church. You hop off Midnight's back, and he kind of trots along at your side happily.
Sorry, dive bomb.
We have a bit of a problem.
What did you see, Squish?
They straight up murdered someone and pushed them off the cliff.
Who did?
The monks in the cathedral. They were being led by the paladin, but he wandered off before they actually did the deed.
Don't want yourself to get blood on. Paladins don't want to get blood on their hands.
I managed to recover the body. I have it stashed away. They have a tattoo of the big sea lizard.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
I don't have
That's
any
grave news.
I don't have any diamonds on me.
What? Out of character, do we actually have the ability to resurrect? I don't think we do as a party.
Well,
Well, we have two.
we do.
We do have two clerics, yes, but are they a high enough level where they can cast resurrection?
1 second.
Jeremiah doesn't know that. He just knows that sometimes
So,
these people
how much
can do
time
this.
has passed since they got hit?
Well, it took me at midnight a little while to, stash her in the cave.
Holly bows her head. More than a minute.
Yeah.
And then Holly thinks for a moment. And then she says, I can't let this happen. And she says, come with me, everyone. Are the cultists gone?
They've gone back inside the church.
They
Yes.
went back inside the church.
Holly tells Squish to hurry along.
Hurry along where? What are we doing?
No, take us there. Take us to where you hid the body.
Down the waterfront. Come on, follow me.
Are you all
And
going?
Holly is moving at top speed to follow Squish.
You make your way down onto the beach and to the cave. Squish stored the body.
And Holly comes over to the body, and she doesn't even look at the person. She says, here?
Yeah, in there.
And then immediately, Holly drops down, and lowers her head, and lays her hands on the body, without even paying attention to who it is. And she says, starts murmuring unintelligibly, because she's like not even saying the full words. She sounds like speaking like, and I'm sending the GM a message.
Okay.
We could. I wonder if full climate technology would be able to help if Holly is unable to.
Holly, you tried to invoke the Raven Queen to intervene, but nothing's happening.
Something's wrong.
You hear a soft voice speaking to your ear. I can't help those whose time has come, my child.
Holly bows her head and looks up at the others and says, it was her time.
Well, how do we console her father?
What?
How do we console her father?
Holly tips her head at that and says, now's not the time for consolation.
At this point, you hear another whisper. This isn't Sakola's child.
Wait, Jeremiah, do you think this is the daughter?
I thought so. You look like you know better.
You mean it's not?
Holly?
Well, a sacrifice.
All I heard was the word sacrifice, sorry.
She says, I think this is the priest's definition of a sacrifice.
So,
But it was her time.
I know I'm not that much up to date with how humans deal with things, but isn't this technically against the law?
Holly nods. It's exactly what it is,
Murder.
and we're gonna go back to investigating that church.
And
What
doesn't the mayor...
happened?
Who
You
said that?
all hear the hissing voice. Behind you is Hull Cutter, and he does not look happy.
Oh boy.
And Holly looks over at Hullcutter and says, "Murder.
I tried to catch her.
They
She
killed
was
her.
already dead.
They killed her." And she
He's-
bows her head toward Hullcutter with respect.
Holcutter kind of crouches down and kind of strokes the forehead of the woman and very carefully starts to wrap the body in the cloak.
And Hullcutter says, I called upon the Raven Queen herself. I'm sorry.
Novice, if you do not bring me the heads of those responsible, we will attack this town in force.
And Holly says, we know who's responsible. The priest and the paladin, just as you said. We're going there to stop them tonight.
Then I hope you do so quickly.
We'll come back here when we're done.
Very well.
Can I ask a small favor?
Holcutter kind of just tilts his head as he looks at you.
I know this was probably a friend of yours, but can you not take her body just yet? I think we might be able to get an ally if we can prove that the priest was a murderer.
You see, I want you to roll persuasion.
Holly seems impressed and pleased by this. Oh!
You know what I want?
Yes.
Not even one, a flat 0. Holy shit.
61. Wave Cutter looms over you. He is looking even more annoyed now. We will take her body. We will give it the rights.
If we can prove to the mayor of this town that
Jeremiah, please.
Look,
Jeremiah, please.
I know you want to give your friend the proper respect and all, but if we can show one person that she was murdered, we might be able to convince the town to hand over the priest without causing further bloodshed. Please, I'm just asking for that one thing.
No,
Holly
he's...
Yeah, Holly seems to actually be on the side of our Sharky friend.
Yeah, he just cradles the body and starts walking back towards the sea.
Do you at least know her name?
Her name was Meredith. She was a consort.
Oof. And
Okay,
Holly
so we have a
says,
name.
now
Well,
I
let's
want
give
to...
us some-
Sorry. Go ahead, sorry.
That was about it. That was Squish's idea. Now that Squish's idea is gone, she's like, no.
Now, we are here, right?
Yes.
The church is here, right?
Yes. Up about a 50-foot cliff.
Okay, so the church, people in here aren't going to be looking down on here and seeing anything.
No, there's no way they'd be able to see down at the bottom of the cliff.
And Holly just simply nods and says, the Raven Queen says it was her time. I'm so sorry.
It is not I who will grieve most.
Holly nods and says to the others, we need to stop them now. I don't care what it takes.
Look, the mayor hates this guy. If we tell him that we saw him kill someone and throw her into the sea, we have a name.
We have a name.
Able to help us.
He can probably help us, but it's... Excuse me. But we're strangers. And it sounds like the people in this town are divided between the priest and the mayor. But any ally is a good one. Let's go to the mayor and tell them what happened as quickly as we can. And let's tell the mayor united. This paladin and this priest end their reign tonight.
We could also probably point out the fact that they really pissed off the fish guys.
That's definitely part of it. And let's go to the mayor.
Okay. You make your way. As you're entering, you make your way over towards where the mayor's office is. And knock on the door. You receive no answer.
Is there any lights on?
There's no lights on whatsoever.
Anarchy?
Yeah.
Open this door.
Okay, Anarchy's going to... Tools... I don't have tools, I'm going to have to just roll...
Holly's devil half of her tiefling self is very physically prominent at the present time.
Yeah.
Quick question.
That was a natural... Yep.
When Squish saw the paladin leave, did the paladin go back into the church, or did he wander off towards the town?
He went back into the church.
That's what I figured, yeah.
Anarchy is able to get the lock open, but this was an unusually difficult lock.
How so?
It's like the person knows how to stop me getting in. Hate that.
So you can't do it?
Oh no, I've done it. I've done it, Miss Holly, but they don't want people going in.
Well, we need to investigate this. This ends tonight. I'm not waiting any longer. I'm not allowing any more death. And then she says, Anarchy, I'm very proud of you, but do you see any other things around this door? Any traps? Any things? I don't want either of us getting hurt or anyone else.
No, Anarchy sees nothing.
Okay, then Holly trusts her and moves to open the door and go in. She is worried.
As you step in, you suddenly realise that you just tripped a tripwire. And as you step in, you suddenly hear someone running down the stairs with a cross, and the door on the opposite side flies open to reveal the mayor holding a crossbow.
Surrender posture. Mayor,
What is
we
going
thought
on?
something had happened. We thought you'd been hurt.
Well,
Our group has seen a murder. The priest, the paladin, his people. They murdered a girl named Meredith.
oh my god, not Meredith.
Holly bows her head. I tried to save her, but it was her time.
Oh, that's all we need.
We're going to the church tonight.
Yeah, well, you better bloody up, because my missus is there waiting for you.
They really pissed off the fish people.
Yeah, I kind of guessed that, killing Meredith.
And Holly says, your wife?
Yeah, who do you think it was who sent you the note?
Holly nods and says, yes, good. She says,
She used to work for your boss.
She says, I have an idea. Could you cause a distraction? A harmless one? While we enter? Yes, a big one. The biggest you have.
Like, say, lighting a pyre.
Well, I suppose I could do that.
Anything you can think of, the louder and more obvious, the better. We're going there now. I trust you to understand.
Oh, well, I suppose I can ring the alert bell about, tell people Meredith was
Yes.
pushed, but...
Yes. Anything you can think of, the more the better.
Yeah, well, I'll see what I can do, but to be honest, it's not going to cause much difference.
Holly nods and says, anything will help.
Well, actually, I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, Mayor. And then Holly gestures. Yes, you're here. And
Yep,
then
I'm here. I'm
Huh?
sorry.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
Anarchy!
Hey, Lizzie.
You just opened a
Hi.
magic door.
Awesome. It sounds
just-
like something I do.
Yeah, I rolled it for you and you got a natural 20. You opened a lock.
Yeah.
You opened a lock set by a master thief.
My dream come true. Well, one of them. The other's to devour a duck, but
Problem is, the thief is the mayor's wife, and she used to work for the mayor.
And now we a girl named Meredith was killed by the priest and the paladin's clerics, and we saw it. The shark folk are very upset. The girl had a shark folk tattoo on her, or the symbol of the shark god on her leg. We did reconnaissance of the church. Now Holly is flaming righteous upset and
Heck
is
yeah.
trying to get everybody to come to the church.
did you say shark folk?
Yes.
Tell me what these shark folk look like. I need to know.
1 second, I think I've.
They look like they're pretty jawsome.
I
That
don't
was
think I've actually got it as a
good.
handout. You'll have to bear with me just 1 second, I'll set one up.
Now that's a pun of a level I have not seen since Street Sharks.
That's what I was specifically referencing Street Sharks.
Lordy. All players.
I mean, you know the
Yeah,
captain of the Ravager.
just try and find.
Take the picture of Shelltooth. He's one of their people, if I'm not mistaken. Saint Wayland.
Right. Okay, that's not. Yep. Shack.
Yeah.
Is that popping up for everyone?
He showed up
See the
there.
icon? Is
Oh,
there
heck
supposed to be
yeah.
text with it?
No,
Yeah.
there's no text. That's just a.
It's just a mysterious note.
Yeah, that's just a player token I had for them for the fight last week.
Heck yeah. I like them. They are good.
You did meet one previously when you were on the ship with
Heck yeah.
Shelltooth.
Captain Shelltooth.
Yeah,
Yep.
Shelltooth was one of them.
And his
Yeah.
first mate, Snapper Jenkins.
Yep.
Dude, I would have been like, you're Captain Shelltooth, I'm Captain Crazyface.
Now, Anarchy. Your face is not that crazy.
I can make it crazier.
So, just to clarify, we're getting the go-ahead from the mayor to go murder some murderers, right?
Yes.
We're not being murderers. We're bringing justice.
We
I
are.
know. I know
Execute
that.
some murderers.
I know that the Raven Queen is with me tonight.
We are allowed to put a bit of vigilantism.
And Holly's not even listening. She's like trying to get everybody to go.
Technically- Technically, wouldn't we be deputized?
Well, maybe. I mean, we're judge, jury, and executioner.
Holly's like gesturing for Anarchy to come along, and she's at the door.
Heck yeah, I am going for it.
But yeah, you could say we're deputized.
That sounds painful.
You don't want to know what the word neutered means.
Isn't that when you like really smush a couple of newts? That makes a tasty paste.
No.
Oh. Squish was too smart earlier on the episode. This needs to balance out.
Yeah. So let's get going.
Okay.
As you step out, you notice Jack running towards a bell, and he starts to ring it, yelling about the Sawagin coming up on from the beach. You watch the sun tumble quickly, and you start making up towards the church.
You're breaking up really bad, Seph.
Sorry about that.
Where's Sam? Church, yeah.
Okay, you make your way back to the church as the mayor rings the bell, alerting the town guard that Sawagin have been spotted on the beach.
Oh boy, here we go.
Well, there's going to be a lot of pain.
Their livers are going to be mine.
So that's just
The
one
last
moment.
person who talked about livers was a guy a few years back.
Holly's silent. She's just like marching.
I'm doing the big step marches next to her. Real pouty like.
So, how do we do this?
You don't say that. That's what the DM says when you're murdering something.
No, no. I was saying, how do we do this? Not how do you do this? That's the big difference.
Yeah, but how do we do this implies we did it as a group. We murdered together as friends.
No, I mean, how do we get into the church?
With our legs. Duh.
Holly is positioned where we are here, and she's like at the wall, and she says, "Well, the mayor's wife said she would be here somewhere. We look for her."
I would like you to roll perception if you're looking for her, please.
All right. Ah, there she is.
Yeah, Jeremiah, you basically notice her step out from behind some bushes with about a dozen town guard. Bloody time.
Well, I'm surprised you hadn't spotted us the first time.
We did.
Yeah, but we didn't know you were there. Kinda headed
It's tonight.
to get spelled out for us. He gives
Holly
her a
very-
huge grin.
Holly's not grinning. She quickly brings the mayor's wife. I didn't catch her name. Up to speed.
Her name. Excuse me 1 second. Eris.
Eris. Yes. Holly brings Eris up to speed very fast. Like the short version.
Yeah.
And says,
Short
We're-
version.
"It ends tonight." She said that twice now.
Seriously telling me he threw Meredith off the cliff?
Yep.
Yes.
Holly, she says, "We don't have much
After
time."
He clubbed her over the head. I caught her, but she was already dead.
I appreciate you at least trying, but this is very, very bad.
Let's
There's
just
a-
say it's a good thing Midnight's too young to comprehend death. She says this like, you know that thing where she talks behind her hand and just points over to the little dragon who I assume is distracted by a moth.
Death is a very serious issue in our society as a whole.
Right, well... thing is, the Sawagin are going to be extremely unhappy.
They are extremely unhappy. They want heads.
Can't say I blame them, considering she was shacking up with Sokola.
There's a joke I want to make, but it goes against Squish's character entirely.
At this point, now
So, shall we disperse some justice?
Well, hold on a second.
Right, Holly?
One moment. As you watch, Holly's face darkens, and I mean that literally. It looks like she's backlit, except there's no light behind her. You just see a shadow where her face should be.
Ooh.
And you hear her voice coming from it. Sorry, what?
That's not usual with you, Holly.
Holly ignores that and says, "We go now. Anyone you can spare to come with us, we welcome. Is there a back way into the church? Is there any entrance we can take? I want to surprise them as much as we can and as quickly as we can."
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Then we go in the front. And Holly
Okay.
marches forward. Before she does, she says she does, as part of the filling in, she does fill in the whole thing about the mayor's distraction. Has that started yet?
I think I can hear the bells, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Holly, do you want to go first or shall I?
Holly turns and starts heading toward the church.
That's
Her face is still black.
Okay.
That's a
I'm
very
gonna take the
good
stealth
shadow.
option still.
Sorry?
I'm gonna
I
take
said-
the stealth option still, much as I can.
And I said her face is black with shadow still. It's just like a darkness.
Ah.
You cannot see any features. It's like she's backlit.
As you enter the church, you throw the door. Are you just going to walk in?
What'd you say?
Are you going to? How are you going to go in?
Holly holds up a hand and gets to the closest she can to the door without turns to look at the others, holds up a hand, and she's gonna go.
Okay. Are we?
We think we've lost D.
Yeah. Dee's breaking up now.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, am I still coming through? Okay.
Right now, yes.
Right.
Technically, the rules can suck it.
Hello,
Yeah,
hello.
but
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
We made it.
Yes. So anyway, I'll say it again because I keep getting cut off. Holly's face is featureless with shadow. And
Yes.
she marches to the front, and she looks back at the others and holds up a hand. She doesn't think that the distraction is enough for them, and she gives them the signal to wait, and then she moves to open the doors herself.
Are you opening them slowly, or
Quickly!
as you throw open the door, you look into the church and you see two of the monks stood there.
Yes, and I'm posting...
Sorry, no.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, but the church is closed.
And, one second. One moment. I'm trying to bring it up. I'm sorry.
Thaumaturgy?
Yep. As loud raven cries as she can manage. And she, her face is still backlit with shadow. And she says, "Call the priest."
Yeah, priest isn't in at the moment. Love, you'll have to Well, yeah. They just. I'm sorry, but the priest is busy at the minute, love. You have to come back in the morning.
Can I stealth deeper into the church?
Yeah, that's kind of what Holly was doing. She's being loud,
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna stealth deeper into this church.
and she's trying to draw all the attention to herself, and she says, "The Raven Queen herself demands it."
1 second.
So she's not trying to intimidate anymore. She's just trying to be a loud distraction.
No, I'm really sorry, but the Reverend is not available.
She walks up.
Anarchy, you can basically move as you want.
Yeah,
Awesome.
she walks up, and she says, "I'm an emissary of the Raven Queen. I am Holly Featherlight. This is not a question."
Okay, I'm just gonna start checking rooms. Boink.
Or this is not a request. This is not a question. This is a demand. I will not leave until I see him.
Well, I'll see what we can do.
You will.
Does Squish
Yeah,
recognize one of these two as the one who clonked Meredith in the head?
Roll a history check.
Okay.
And can you roll an investigation check, please?
Investigation? Okay.
Yep.
I will say,
Think
well,
we might-
10.
Also, I think we might have found the name of the episode.
What's that?
Church may be closed, but justice is in service.
I'll say,
It's a little bit long, admittedly.
You just find general church stuff in this room. It's just basic stuff.
Okay. What about for whom the bell tolls?
Squish. You sort of recognise this guy on the left, but they're all wearing hooded robes, so we can't be certain. Holly, I want you to roll me a dexterity check, please.
Yes. One second. Trying to.
Ooh. And yeah. You barely managed to duck as this guy on the right hurls a sacred flame at you. I'd like everyone to roll initiative, please.
Yep. This guy here?
Yeah, one on the right.
Boom!
darn it, I didn't get to do what I was wanting to do. I was wanting to try and intimidate them.
Yeah, you can still try. You can still try. I mean,
What level are we supposed to be right now? Because I'm still level 6? Yeah.
You're level 6.
yeah.
Okay, good. Just making sure I'm not behind or anything.
No, you're not going to get level 7 for a little while yet.
Okay.
Don't
Not
take-
until we move to the altar and find out that the priest is hiding in there.
Oh yeah, I went on to the second room while they were talking still. Do I need to roll investigation for that one too?
Yes, you do.
Oh, come on, my stupid little baby.
No, I'm afraid you... It's just another storeroom, really.
Alright.
Holly, guy on the left, he was the one that hit her.
Yeah, and I'd do it again. Be the bloody consort for a bloody Sarrogin god.
Holy shit, he admitted it really easily. I'm getting good at this interrogation thing.
Squish! You're up first.
I didn't even have to punch him in the balls yet. I'm still gonna do it though. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay.
Okay. Unarmed strike. Pop.
So yeah, we made that choice, so no choice.
Damn it.
9, I'm afraid that misses.
Dang it. Again.
It was, yeah,
It misses again.
My God!
That's why he's wearing a codpiece of power.
paid for
Oh, incidentally, I'm not in the turn order.
You know what? Actually, no. This guy's an asshole.
cost
Guys,
I gotta use my
Okay.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
I can hear you.
Holly's not in the.
I'm
Holly's
not in the turn order, and
order.
my initiative was a 22.
Right.
Well,
Give me 1 second.
for Lobster.
There, I defy the fates and roll a 24.
Yep. Roll damage.
Also,
8.
That's already done.
send the money when you got home.
Okay. 8 damage.
On the other hand,
And then
Yeah.
I'm going to use a key point for Flurry of Blows and pop him
Okay.
twice.
10 misses, I'm afraid, but with 20 hits.
Haha,
cost us
that has been done.
Okay.
$300.
Holly,
Uh,
it's your turn now.
Have we
Yes.
made him a eunuch yet?
Holly. Now I do have a clarification question. Did Squish say a hammer?
Yes.
Okay.
The hammer of justice.
You know what I
1
want, Seth.
second.
Hammer time!
A
Hammer.
nice little war hammer.
Oh.
Worth 40,000 gold.
Mm,
No,
1
it's not a
second.
warhammer. It is
Shaggy
a
hammer of
giant.
doom.
No, it is a giant meat tenderizer. You've seen her do it once before.
Ah,
You
The
have to
clopper.
bear me what- So to bear me 1 second while I give you control of it.
he's going to be clubbed to death.
And this
Okay,
is the
there we
guy.
go.
This is the guy that
Yeah.
Squish said. Okay, up here. It literally floats past him.
Yeah, and
To
that
try-
14. I was going to say about
Sorry.
14 hits, so if you want to roll damage.
Oh, and it was I cast it at level. It's asking me which level I wanted to cast that at. Does that matter at this point?
I don't think it does with spiritual weapon.
Okay, it's asking me. It's level 2, so
Yeah, it casts it at
Yeah,
level
it's-
2.
okay. To the back of the head,
Right, that's maybe 1 second. I'm just going to double check on
which
the.
is not metagaming because it's coincidental because she wants to. She's doing it like he's a. She's treating him like he's a cattle animal.
Just checked. Spell slot of 3rd level or higher, but damage increases by 1d8 for every 2 slot levels. So
This is a level 2 spell, yeah.
yeah, so if you'd done it at level 4, you would have had an extra 1d8 for your damage.
That's okay. She doesn't. It isn't there on my list for a level 3, but that's okay.
Oh no, it goes past level 3 to level 2. I mean level 4. Sorry. Every 2
no
levels.
problem.
It
Yeah,
only
one extra
benefits
D8.
from level 4.
Yeah,
Yep, that's cool. In any case,
4, 6, and 8.
yes. Now, can I move? Can I move? Or
Yeah,
is that-
you've
You
got
can
your
move,
movement, you got
and
your
you
action.
can hypothetically still attack.
oh, can I attack?
Yep.
Okay.
Spiritual weapons bonus action.
Holly moves in between them
Mm-hmm.
and strikes here. She is. Oh!
You know what I want.
Yep. Her emotions got the better of her.
60. You lunge for him with the sea sting, but it just goes straight past him. He's able to dodge out of the way. He's dazed, but he's still able to dodge fairly well. I think that's your. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
She does say to him, "It's your time now."
Okay. Next up, Jeremiah.
Moving up to here.
Okay.
You heard the tiefling lady. Think that hits.
That hits. That's bear with me just 1 moment. Bloody hell, come on. Yeah, there we go. Right, so that's 11 damage. Yeah, you basically bring your axe straight down through his chest. And he's gone.
Well, that's justice served. And he gives this one a very nice look.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
You hurt the lady. That's
Okay.
that's not a lot of actions I could do, unfortunately. That are not
Okay.
actions.
Okay. Next up,
Samael.
Semi.
I see.
Sorry, give me a second. Dealing with real life.
It's okay.
Do 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 do.
Declare it from me.
I have an idea where the priest may be.
Good, because I'm gonna bite his liver out.
Oh, going to be interesting.
And I pick the liver because the liver is the one organ in your body that will regrow itself from a few cells. So
Yeah,
you get a free
Okay.
meal for life if you're patient enough.
yeah.
Okay, real life sucks. Back to D&D.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's it.
going to move up here, and we need him alive. I'm assuming. Try and get some information out of him.
But according to Holly,
So,
He
take
was the
aim
perpetrator.
and light crossbow.
Only 3 hits. You
Quick
let
body shot.
bolt, and it just slams straight into his shoulder. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
You know what? Summon my spiritual weapon.
Okay, what form?
You know, a mace.
Mace.
I'll
Right,
go,
one
I'll go double
second.
mace today.
Okay, where do you want it to? You can ping where you want it.
There.
Okay.
And you guys said we needed this guy alive, or we didn't need this guy alive.
Well, Miss Holly seems to think that we don't need this guy alive.
she didn't say that.
Okay, and also, I'll let you have that with advantage. Meets it, beats it, roll damage.
And aiming for non-lethal here, just in case that.
The mace winds up, spins round, and smacks into his side, but he's still standing.
Fall down already. We have some questions.
Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Nope, that's it.
Next up is Midnight.
Okay, Midnight is going to. Start again with actually distances. Okay, so he can make that. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. No, he can't. 30. He can reach here! Oh well.
Hey,
Arr!
more direct acid breath.
Okay, DC 11 Dex save. Oh, that's a fail.
He takes 12
Yeah,
points
the
of
acid splashed onto him, and his robe's burning away, revealing the armor underneath. He's trying desperately to pat the acid off him. He's rolling on the floor, trying to basically get rid of it.
Good boy, Mitty.
Next up, Anarchy.
Cool. So this guy tried to clonk Miss Holly, so I'm gonna take him out with extreme prejudice. 5, 10, 15, 20. And I'm still stealth, so I'm just gonna straight up gank him.
Okay.
Wait. Yeah, with my magic dagger. Which I
Okay.
still don't have a thing for, because I don't know how to do that.
Just roll a regular dagger, and if it hits, just 1d4 for cold damage.
So,
How do you
yeah,
want to do this?
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna just do my stealthy little thing toward him, and then I'm just gonna jump up on him, like onto his shoulders, or like I'm gonna do like a whole piggyback ride thing and just gank him straight in the neck, and like hiss at him all the time.
You wrap your legs around his torso. He's trying to get you off, but you just straight up shove the dagger straight into his throat. And he collapses, gurgling, blood gushing through his mouth.
I'm like bristled like a cat.
I'm very proud of you, Anarchy.
And
That's the end of combat.
Samael sighs.
That was in character. That was in character that Holly was like, "I'm very proud of you, Anarchy."
Heck yeah. Anarchy, of course, goes and hugs Holly. Heck yeah.
Holly gives her a one-armed hug and says, "There's still more to do. We have to find the priest. And everyone look, see where we... There's got to be more to this church than this."
Check under the altar. Last church we were in, there was something under the altar. Try
and Holly
push
gestures
it
to
back
Anarchy.
here.
Holly gestures to Anarchy and heads up the thing.
Okay, Samael, can you roll me an investigation check?
To be fair, I'm going to help.
Okay, that's with advantage.
If I can find it, if I can read. There we go.
Samael,
Are you all right?
Yeah, it's alright.
Oh, I thought I
Yes.
heard like glass breaking and someone.
No, I was fiddling with a screw in my hand, and my new monitor has a metal base. When I saw the net one, I just tossed it, and it hit dinged against the base.
No, you got the 16 because I'm helping.
Yeah. Icy and Anarchy, you recall that when you were in the church back in Galraid, the holy symbol of Valkyr looked a little unusual. The same symbol is on this altar.
Cool.
All right,
Cool. I'm gonna
so
go
he
for it.
reaches up and pulls on it, or whatever we did last time.
You try and pull on it, but nothing happens.
How about you push?
All right, push,
As you push it,
pull, twist.
I would like you and Jeremiah to make dexterity saving throws, please.
Pop it, twist it, turn it.
Whoops,
Look,
sorry.
look,
Sorry, Dex save. Yeah, I'm falling.
Yeah.
look.
Samael, you're able to jump back in time, but Jeremiah, I want you to make me an acrobatics check, please.
Acrobatics check. Cool.
Anarchy,
Look,
no!
Look,
I'm just gonna get rid of it, it's easier.
look. You like what I did with that salt acid trap in Halmanacha, right?
Cool.
Yeah,
I meant to do the
You're
3-point landing.
you're taken by surprise by the but you're able to get back on your feet, not without much of a problem.
As I said,
I should say.
I meant to do that 3-point landing.
Holly heedlessly goes to the stairs. She doesn't go down though. She looks over at Squish and says, "Search them." And then she moves to head down the stairs.
Squish
Yes,
is
we must
already
move
in
quickly.
the process of it. She rolled a 19 for investigation.
You find
I'm
nothing on them except for a couple of strange badges.
Ooh, I'm gonna pocket them.
Can
Okay,
I stealth down the stairs after everyone?
yes, you can.
Stealthing is my prerogative. I'm
Bear
good
in
at things in life.
Yeah. Anarchy, if everyone could stop moving, please. I'm moving you.
Revenge.
Anarchy, it's like one of those things where like there's torches that light the way every so often, and in between there's shadows, and Anarchy is there for the shot for 1, 2, and then the next lit one, she's gone.
Okay, just give me a second. I'm moving Specky into position.
I
And
just feel like
reveal the map.
if we walked by a torch, my shadow would like crawl toward the torch. I keep forgetting my shadow is backwards.
Yeah, that's it's awesome though. Just I picture it.
It is very cool.
Yeah, you just saw Holly's shadow do what her shadow does.
There we go.
Her shadow gets in front of her.
You find yourself in the smugglers' tunnels beneath the church. They're very similar to the smugglers' tunnels you saw back in the church at Galraid. Except you notice that there's 2 doors. Here and here.
I must have used the same architect. Whatever that is.
I'd like anyone who's interested. I'd like you to roll a history check.
You know what? Sure.
Sure.
Yeah. Holly's mind isn't really on history, but I'll decide how much she knows from what you tell.
Okay, Jeremiah, Anarchy, and Holly. You all remember that smuggling operations tend to work to a particular set of rules, set of designs, so that everyone would know where to leave certain items. So it's not unusual to think that the network would use churches to hide the contraband.
Or worse. A whole murder operation.
Holly is like moving. I don't have any
Oh.
light for where I am.
Holly, we might want to check the rooms.
Of course, we want to check the rooms. I'm trying to see what's down here.
Maybe be
Yeah.
quiet.
1 second.
We should be seeing...
1 second. Need to
we should be
reveal.
seeing this area in general anyway.
So while you're revealing, what do these badges look like? And does Squish recognize them?
Roll a history check. And bear in mind, I don't have any artwork prepared for this, so.
Oh, that's fine.
That's fine.
Squish, you recall that these were the badges being worn by the personal guards of Lord Harrimont back in the city from the last one shot. I can't remember the name of.
Jeremiah.
Yes.
We were right. Look. She like holds up one of the buttons to him.
Isn't that one of those...
Yeah. The asshole who tried to hurt Midnight. These guys
The
work
asshole.
for him. It's a new cult.
Well... He didn't seem like the kind who would have new ideas.
Well, worked last time. Until we fucked it up. So let's repeat the pattern.
Well-
I like patterns.
This time we might have him by the edge of his seat. Jeremiah thought for a second about talking about Bald, but no. There are children present.
Squish looks confused. I think
Holly's checking. Holly.
Yeah, just give me 1 second.
Oh, I hurt my throat yesterday and I cannot do Squish's voice.
Looks like a holding cell.
Yeah, Holly,
Get those open.
as you look in, you recognise that this is a holding cell that's recently been opened.
It's probably where they kept the woman.
So just get rid of the door.
Jesus. And I assume that I can see there's nothing like.
Yeah, there's nothing here, but do you want to roll investigation or perception?
Yeah. Hurriedly.
Okay,
I mean, it
roll
might be,
investigation.
I gotta be honest. It's probably a disadvantage because she's rushing.
Like I said, roll investigation, please.
Done.
Yeah. You can tell that there's more than one bed in here, but that's about it.
Holly comes back out and says, "Looks like there's multiple prisoners." Jeremiah, how's that door coming?
Which door do you want me to open first? This
Oh no,
one or this one?
Anarchy. She said maybe it didn't come through. She said, Jeremiah, Anarchy, this door. So she gestures to Anarchy, who's come back over and goes, "Help him open it."
Okay.
Well,
Roll me a thieves' tools check.
And she said to Squish to open this door at the same time.
good thing that I don't have thieves' tools.
But Anarchy does.
Does this is the store locked as well?
How do I roll thieves' tools? Gracious.
You should be able to just click on them, I think.
Yep.
Squish. This door
Click on your
opens easily.
proficiency, you might have to select your the attribute, which in your case would be
Dexterity.
charisma,
No,
Oh,
dexterity.
dexterity. dex,
Thieves' tools.
and then you.
Sleight of hand would be the one you want to use.
No. If he uses proficiency, if he wants to go with the proficiency, then
It'd be dexterity.
you have to use the skill that's associated with it. It's arse backwards sometimes.
I am trying to find a role for these thieves' tools.
Tool proficiencies in custom skills. Left side below, passive wisdom, open parentheses, perception, close parentheses. In the roll 20 thing. If you're on Beyond, D&D Beyond, let me just check for a second here.
Is it under
Well, that-
proficiency in languages? Because I tried clicking on that, but it just gave me stats.
We see.
Why am I a mess?
Yeah, on roll on D&D Beyond, you don't really have the ability to click that.
I have a really good sleight of hand if you just want me to roll that.
Yeah, just roll sleight of hand. That'd be easier.
Pretty sure whenever you have proficiency in thieves' tools on D&D Beyond, it already adds it onto it.
Fair enough. Yeah, you managed to get this door was a little more difficult to open, but basically it wasn't a cakewalk, but you managed to get it open.
Nice. I'm still like super stealthed, right?
Yes, still stealth.
Heck yeah.
Fuck, empty.
Ardeth is going to follow you to move.
And
What did I
Holly is
miss?
heading down.
So what's it?
Ho-
No, yours. Right.
Sorry, go ahead.
Spare me. Holly, I would like you to roll me.
Yes, she's trying to be cautious, but
Just give me 1 second.
oh,
I'll let you have an advantage since you know there's probably going to be someone down here.
yeah, she's literally what she's doing is looking for people.
You can definitely hear voices coming. A lot of voices.
Holly looks to Anarchy, gestures, like and makes a motion like people, like walking, and then she points back toward the hallway and moves her fingers to her mouth like go tell them.
Okay. Bum, 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 bum. I do a bunch of like excited little jumpy motions and do like a lot of pointing down the hall that Holly went down.
Okay, Squish,
Yes.
you're looking through that.
Yeah.
Courage the Cowardly Dog style.
Love
A
it.
potion of lightning resistance,
Why does Squish keep finding all this stuff?
a spell scroll of invisibility, spell scroll of zone of truth, potion of greater healing, a periaptive wound closure, a +1 rod of a pact keeper, a short bow, +1 short bow, so an adamantine breastplate, a spell scroll of blindness deafness, and a +1 warhammer.
Okay. Squish is gonna be like dragging the warhammer and the adamantine armor. All the rest is going down. It's like, hey, Sam. Sammy, here.
Sorry.
Meanwhile, Jeremiah's doing his best to perform an investigation of the desk.
Okay, roll investigation. Yeah, you don't even need Ardeth to assist you with this. You managed to find various notes describing the operation of the soul transfer device.
Oh, the user's manual for the soul transfer device.
You also notice it says something about essence transfer.
Essence? What? Ardeth, do you have any idea what that could mean?
1 second.
I mean, I don't have the time to think right now.
Ardeth thinks for a moment, and since she's familiar with the idea of a soul transfer device and what we're dealing with, she just goes, it is possible he was going to try to transfer something about a person to himself. For example, if it were my essence, he would gain... Well, I'm not sure what he would gain from me, but if it was from Squish, for example, he would gain some of her goblin abilities. Or if it was Holly, he would gain dark vision, possibly.
If he got it from you, he would gain possibly the knowledge of foreclaimer technology.
He'd certainly be compatible with it. What's worrying me is what he would do if he got hold of a demigod.
As soon as she says that, Jeremiah drops everything and rushes over to where everyone stands.
Yeah.
Because
meanwhile, Holly
he
turns
gets it.
around. Sorry, Holly turns around and puts her finger to her lips and gestures down the hallway and makes the little people walking motion. And she gestures to Sam to move here. Samael, do you do it?
Before we go any further, just to share the item shift.
Squish, do you share the items? Hello?
Squish?
Ah, crap, I had my mic muted. Yeah, I'm trying to give the
Everyone's
armor to
away.
Sam. Like, Sam. You might like this.
See?
She's also dragging the Warhammer, if anyone wants to see that. And Anarchy, here. She hands you the +1 shortbow.
Yes, awesome, cool. I don't know how to change items, but I will figure it out at some point. Okay.
Have I missed anything?
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm trying to have
yes.
better armor.
Armor.
Aside from finding things,
Right. The adamantine armor will whoever's wearing it is basically immune to critical hits. It's basically a breastplate, so that's medium armor. So anyone who's able to wear that, I think it gives you about 17 plus. Is 14 plus your dex modifier, medium armor. No disadvantage on stealth, but I'm not really bothering with that, so...
No disadvantage on stealth.
No, and like I said, any attack on you doesn't... Any critical attack just gets reverted back to a normal attack. +1 weapons are, as you imagine, weapons that give you +1 to your attack and to your damage. The rest are just potions. Where is it? Periaptive Wound Closure is an amulet that basically stops you from... If you get knocked down to 0 hit points, it stops you from dying. And Rod of the Pact Keeper.
Now, is this something that Holly's seeing too, all this stuff?
I'd say you're all paying attention while Squish is looking through the items.
Yeah. And do I recognize what they are?
No, you would have to roll identify them, but I'm basically describing these now to save a bit of time.
Oh, okay. So Holly doesn't know what they are, so okay.
And the Rod of the Pact Keeper gives a bonus to spell attack rolls and to saving throw DCs for warlock spells. And you gain one spell slot as an action while holding the rod. Well, that's only for warlocks.
Well, this thing looks like something a warlock would carry around.
Would that be in character for him to be able to identify DM?
I would say roll history check. It basically just looks like a wizard's wand. You know, it's a bog standard mage wand.
So yeah, I would recommend retconning that, Jeremiah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that looks like one of those magic stick thingies.
Okay,
You know, wand.
Okay, so I gave the short bow to Anarchy, I gave the adamantine armor to Sam. I still have a big ass +1 warhammer. Who wants the big shiny metal thing on a stick?
You know what? If no one else takes it, I'll take it.
Okay.
Okay, so you have that.
And I'm assuming you're putting the spell scrolls and potions into the bag of holding.
Yep.
Okay.
Let me just add the warhammer to my.
Okay, it's +1 warhammer.
Yeah, I know.
Would it be appropriate for everyone if Holly expresses her plan while y'all are maintaining your inventory?
Sure.
Yep.
Sure.
She says, she gestures over to there and to down on the floor. She says, there's people on the other end of this. I'm going to create a disturbance, a loud sound. We wait for them to come. The people here, strike at them when they come around the corner. The people here, she gestures.
There's
Everyone-
one that you can see into that room. There's no one.
There's what?
There's
There's
nobody
nothing in
there.
there. That's just a
I
store
didn't say
area.
there was. No, she's saying for us to go there.
Huh.
It must have cut off because I was saying there's people
Yeah.
down there, she gestured, and then she says, I want our people here and here, is what she said. She said
Yeah,
that
okay.
way when the people come from that hallway after I make the disturbance, we can strike them from here and here, bottleneck them or trap them between us.
Ollie, small issue. Their
What is it,
leader won't-
Jeremiah?
As much as I don't like to say it, but the leader isn't that stupid. He's not going to come. He's going to run.
He'll run if we make a break or into the room too. That's
Yeah.
going to happen either way. This way, at least we have a chance to stop this cult.
Yes,
What
but
if
he
there's a
will.
black way out?
He.
Holly nods and says he'll take that whether once he sees our superior number, he'll take that no matter what, or he'll stay and fight.
He'll also
That won't change.
He'll also
Holly.
destroy the machine if he's not taking it elsewhere.
Miss Holly,
What is it, Anarchy?
I'm very sneaky. Could I go ahead and just sneak into the main room and then you create the distraction with everyone else, and if he tries to bolt, I will strangle him?
I trust you with this, Anarchy. Go well with the Raven Queen.
Heck yeah. I mean, I still have that. If it's still in effect, I still have that 29 stealth.
Yeah, that's still going. I'll let you keep that.
Okay. And Holly looks over at Anarchy before she runs off and says,
Oh, yeah.
on the count of 10.
Yeah.
Okay. And then she looks to the others, and then what she says is, everyone with distance attacks, go here.
Yeah. Ardeth
Yeah, a little bit of
gets into
reach.
One second. Anarchy, as you look in, you see two cult members stood there, seemingly prepared for anyone approaching. And here you see the paladin Sir Ardeth, also ready.
He's evil, huh? And what's up with the giant glowing blue thing? That's the machine, isn't it?
Roll an Arcana check.
Arcana? I Arcana do that. I hate myself.
Well, Arcana try.
Hang on. You have spent enough time around the mistress to know that this is a beacon.
Ooh.
This is intended to try to summon energy from the outer planes.
Okay, one second. My cat wants out of this room. Okay, cool. Sorry.
No worries.
Get back cozy under my blanket because I'm cold. Okay. Can I just full on just go up and around the machine to behind Paladin dude?
You would have to roll another stealth check to do that.
Another one. Dang. Okay. Cross my fingers, hope to die. I will kill everyone if this doesn't happen. Okay.
17. Let's see his wisdom.
Huh.
Afraid he notices you. Well,
And has the
well,
10
if it
count
isn't
has the
the-
10 count happened yet?
Yeah, I've been waiting for the 10 count before I go in.
Well,
Yeah.
well, if it isn't
Does
the
that
little
change
freak-
anything? Seph, does that change anything?
Well, you'd be able to
Can't
see
hear
that.
you.
Well, you'd be able to see that Anarchy's now in trouble. Yeah.
Well, no. The count of 10 was supposed to be Holly distracting them with a
Yeah.
loud shriek. So I'm sorry if my messages are getting cut off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no,
you-
I
loud
was waiting for
shrieking
that
thing.
count.
Count of
to-
10 still counts, but as I've just said, he knows you're there.
Oh, okay.
He knows I'm here.
Yeah. Then Holly creates a shriek, thinking the 10 count is there, and she does another thaumaturgical miracle. I'm sure is going to help everything.
Yep.
A loud Raven Queen's Raven Queen granted woman's shriek of rage.
I jump as if this were the scariest noise I've ever heard in my life. and go back down the tunnel.
Roll me a performance check, please.
Oh,
me?
Anarchy,
Yep.
please.
Oh,
Both of
okay.
you, actually.
Yeah,
Need to
fun
roll
stuff.
2 wisdoms for the cult. This.
Oh,
Yeah. They are not convinced.
Can I break into spontaneous tears?
You can if you want. I'm not sure if
This is
that will not help you, but
Please have mercy on. They're dead. They're definitely not up the hallway.
I just start weeping and like doing the little kid crying and just like, there's a monster!
roll deception.
Where is my deception? I know the alphabet, it's fine.
I know your pain.
Okay. Roll wisdom.
Stop rolling such good wisdom rolls! What the heck is up with this guy?
He's a
Yeah.
paladin. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
not convinced. Just tell him to come out.
I start weeping harder. I'm not gonna give them up. These people are like my family.
I'm just gonna roll a couple of wisdom checks for the cultists as well. Yeah, they just look to each other. Sir Adrian, what if there really is someone out there? She's lying, you fools. It's obvious her friends are waiting to try and draw us into a trap.
I'm gonna attempt to try to like hide behind him as if there's something back there.
You really want to get into his weapons reach, okay?
Yeah, you'll have to roll dexterity to try and do that.
Dexterity? Okay, just straight up dexterity or dexterity saving?
Straight dexterity.
Okay, come on, Anarchy.
Yes, Anarchy.
Come on, Anarchy.
Yeah, you kind of just scoot straight behind him.
Whoop, and I'm gonna like do the little kid hug thing where you're like hiding yourself behind someone, but they're kind of hanging on to you too.
Adriff is not.
weeping.
He is not impressed at this point.
He's what?
He is not impressed.
I know. I just keep it up though.
Can Holly hear any of this?
Yeah, you pretty much are able to hear this.
Then Holly's gonna back it up, and she is going to do another because she can do these up to 3 at a time. And she is going to do the lights, the torches, trying to make them go out. Here and here.
Those torches flicker and die.
Cool. Soon as
Great,
that happens,
now
I'm
I
switching
can't
back
see
farther
a
toward the
thing.
wall.
Adriff just sighs and just waits for the two cultists to go and invest.
Cool. With the darkness, can I re-roll
Yes!
a stealth check?
Yes, that
Yep.
was the point.
I also have dark vision. Does this man have dark vision? I hope not.
No, this area is still well lit. I just didn't put any
Oh.
torches in there.
Yeah, the beacon's kind of lit up like a
Yeah.
Christmas tree.
Yeah. But she
Well,
can
the
still
beacon's
try to
right.
stealth, can't she?
Make their way down the corridor.
If
Oh,
he still
Jesus.
catches it, I'll make as if I'm hiding from the monster or whatever.
Of course.
And
Yeah.
Holly runs forward and wanted
Yeah.
to like try to surprise this one.
Yeah, you get
Squish will get this
a
one.
round of surprise attack.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as soon as they get here, Sam's gonna shoot this one with his crossbow.
Keep
Okay.
their ropes intact.
Okay, Holly, do you want to do your attacks first?
Yes, but I wanted to make sure, how did that stealth work out?
I got a 16.
Yeah, that stuff's going fine. He's kind of ignoring you for the time being.
Yeah, where did she go?
She's in
Okay.
the chamber.
No,
Yeah.
I'm joking. Like, that's what the guy says.
Can I actually try to hide behind / get near the beacon because he's ignoring me?
You can.
Cool.
Holly, please roll damage.
Well,
What?
What?
Try rolling damage again.
The hell?
The
Okay,
hell?
but-
1 minus 1. Ah, okay, yeah. It's the strength modifier that's doing that
Yeah.
to the slashing damage.
Okay, yeah, that's 7 damage to the one on the right.
Okay, so we're keeping this one because these were weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like you're hitting him but not hurting him in any way, shape, or form.
That makes
Just
no
like,
sense.
huh?
Okay.
You're
Minus
basically
10
just
to hit.
applying it on top of his skin.
Yes, and can I move?
Yes, you can.
She's gonna come over to here. Well,
Oh,
actually, no,
yeah.
she's not gonna do that because she sees them there. Okay, so she's gonna stay there. Yeah.
Okay. Squish. I was going to say, Squish and Samael, are you going... Well, no, Samael is, but Squish, are you going to attempt an attack?
Yes.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, 23 hits. 23 hits.
Yeah,
So
most
which one-
well.
Actually, correctly, can I make a precision hit? So I'm trying to hit the guy in the head.
You would have... Yeah, that will hit, and that will... Yep, go on, go for it. Who are you aiming for?
That dude.
Yeah, that crossbow bolt just straight up slams into the side of his head. Squish. 23 hits.
Okay, and that's 9 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And I get a second attack. Pew!
Okay. 14 meets it, beats it. That's another 8.
And I'm going to add Fury of the Small!
Woo!
Yeah! So that's an additional 6 damage.
So that's an additional 6. Okay. And with that, I would like initiative rolls, please.
I would like to use the surprise round as well.
Hang on.
Okay,
Oh,
go for it.
Fury of the Small is not a bonus. No, it's only a single action. Never mind. Not
I'm
going
going to use it. I'm going to use the lovely Mastax.
Okay.
Though I'm going to try to hit him. Try to kill him carefully, not to get the ropes too damaged.
Okay. Misses, I'm afraid.
Yeah, but fortunately,
Yep. 2
I
hits.
take it on the return. I take it on the return.
Yeah, I'm letting you have that with advantage. So yeah, you basically cleave me in half.
Yeah. Get the ropes. 2 of us disguise ourselves. Get in.
And like I say, with that, I would like rolls for initiative, please.
Yes. Nice work. Nice work, y'all. Awkward, but it did what I wanted.
But what is up with the beacon going on over here? Like, what's it sort of like?
It's basically trying to think of the best way to describe it, but it's basically like a large stone orb hovering, glowing with energy, like a cyan-coloured energy. So it's clearly
Okay.
drawing power from another plane.
Okay.
I half expect Anarchy to grab it.
Yeah. Are there any important looking shiny bits that I can just straight up grab? and
Yeah,
take?
you have not got a chance of grabbing this. This orb is about 6 foot wide, made
Yikes.
of stone. It's
There's no
huge.
important smaller bits.
No, it cannot be moved.
Okay. I'm gonna see what
See
I can
me
got in my
try.
little bag of tricks over here. 1 second.
Right, everyone rolled initiative?
I rolled. I got a 22. It didn't show up for some reason.
Right, 1 second.
It's on the
You
thing.
did have your token selected prior to it.
Yes, it's just not working for some reason. Oh, there it is. I can fix it. There it is.
Right, well, I added you to turn on, so I'm just gonna. And Holly's up first.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
And looks him in the eye and says, I told you my visions come true.
Okay.
Well, bear in mind her,
I'm
her,
afraid 15 misses, I'm afraid.
that's okay.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
She's just staring him down with her shadow-enveloped face.
He's just glaring right back at you.
Oh, yeah.
Next up, Samael.
Alright. See what I can. Pretty. Would I be able to see over here, at least, from where I am?
Yeah, you'll be able to see up in there. There's nothing else in there, just Sir Ardeth.
Okay, so I can't see him from where I
Yeah,
am? Okay,
No, you can't see him. He's in half cover, basically.
okay. Well, I clearly know that Holly's fighting something, so if I can see here, I'm going to summon my spiritual weapon there.
Okay. Silver Mage?
Yeah.
Right, 1 second.
Half expecting someone to go for a scythe sooner or later.
Holly
I'll
does
go.
not have Holly did not get a rest. She is out of spells.
I'm gonna say you did get the rest at the inn.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a short one. She didn't sleep. Per the things I told you about that she did.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
Jeremiah
Samuel.
kind of didn't get sleep either.
Right. Samuel, could you use thingy for me? Yep, that definitely hits. Roll damage, please. Okay. Your mace spins around and catches the paladin in the shoulder. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
That's all I can do for the moment. Otherwise, I'd use my. But I can't see it.
Okay, next up is Sir Ardeth. He's not happy. He goes, well, it's quite a pity for you, my dear. As he activates his divine smite and raises his greatsword. 7, does that?
Does that miss or does that miss?
For Holly?
Yeah.
Yeah, her armor class is 18.
He tries to do an overhead strike, but you dodge to the left just as the blade comes down. As it hits the ground, holy energy just splashes off it.
No weapon can cut the threads of destiny.
I just need to remove his spell slot for that. Yep. And that's all he can do. Is Squish.
Okay. Squish is going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Excuse me, Holly. 25, 30. She's going to get behind him. And she's going to pummel this little bitch. Pokey pokey. Even
That
with
doesn't hit, I'm
advantage.
afraid. That hits.
Okay. I'm going to use my Fury of Blows. Use a key point for that.
Yep. That hits.
And I want him to make me a... Where is it? A dexterity saving throw. He has to beat 13.
So yes, beat 13 on a dex. That's
Damn it.
14.
I don't break his knees. He's still standing.
Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Nope, that's all I can do.
Okay, next up is Midnight.
Try to pass Holly and knock him down.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This is as far as he can get. Wait, actually, how high is this room?
I'd say it's about 10 feet tall. You wouldn't be able to fly.
Damn, I was going to say, would you let him fly over Holly's head? But no, that's as far as
No.
I can get.
The corridor's only about 7
Great,
foot tall.
you just blocked Jeremiah from his best option, but hey.
You can pass through allies.
Yeah, you can pass your
Yeah,
allies.
the problem is he has only got a reach of 40.
Plus, the hallway's dark now and he can't see.
Yeah. I mean, Holly's exactly 40 feet away from him. I mean, wait, no, we could make that work.
Yeah.
Just barely.
So, hang on.
No, it'll work, it'll work.
Yeah, this is as far as Midnight can go. He's like, kind of doing the little puppy tippy taps where they get really excited. He's like, kind of doing that behind Holly. You can hear the little click of the claws.
Okay. Next up is Jeremiah.
With a very dim light, he moves into the hallway, paws along the edges, and
I'd say
makes
there's just enough light for you to be able to see where you're going coming from.
and
here.
ultimately he makes it over here, completely exhausting his move options.
Okay.
So yeah, I had to really stretch it. And without word,
That Does not hit. That does not hit.
Justice will be served. End of turn.
Okay. Next up is Anarchy.
Cool. Seems you guys literally have that guy surrounded. I'm gonna continue investigating what to do with this beacon thing.
Actually, real quick. Would my spiritual weapon be technically surrounding him, or would it be able to move past it?
No, you've got him surrounded.
Pretty much.
Okay, just wanted to clarify that.
Okay.
So, Anarchy,
roll
go ahead.
Another Arcana check, please, Anarchy.
Alright.
And everybody else, remember, non-lethal damage.
Yeah, Anarchy, you can tell from just looking at this thing that if you were to touch it in just the right spot on the orb, you'd be able to basically recharge everybody's spell slots in the room.
Cool. I start like patting that thing down.
Everybody.
Oh, no, buttons!
Everybody's. That includes enemies.
The bad guys. Oh.
Wait, but he probably has his spell slots, doesn't he?
Well, he used one.
He used one out of what? Like 12?
We have no idea how many spell slots he has.
And he's only used one, so if you guys need spell slots, I think this would just be okay.
Yes, but it only affects people within the room, so that's only about a 10-foot radius.
So, no Holly.
No, it'd get Holly.
No.
Nope.
What? It would go diagonally. I'm going from this corner right here. This little corner. Yeah, 5, 10.
You just have to bear me just 1 second while I just...
You're guessing from there.
I'm just gonna...
Snap to corner. Yeah, Holly's just out of reach.
Yeah.
Oh, is it
More
going
of
from the farthest corner?
From the center, yeah. From the center of the
From the center,
thing,
okay.
unfortunately.
Yeah, just use the dead body for a second to put that there. There we go.
Okay, so that wouldn't work then, I guess, but... Okay, I'll wait until they're a little more in the room for that, but is there any way I... Dang it, what is up with this thing? I don't know what to do with it. And I can't go attack that guy. You guys all have him surrounded. You guys got that in hand. Heck.
You
guess
can... Because you can still use your bow.
Oh yeah, you're right. I can still use my bow. I guess I'll use my short bow, the +1 short bow. So I'll just add a +1 to this. I guess I don't know how to do that. So.
Yeah, we'll do that for now. Yeah.
I think now we should have
That definitely hits.
decent idea how far this thing
That's
goes.
16 damage. Okay. And is there anything else you'd like to do?
I think I am good for now.
Okay. Next up.
Holly.
Oh, okay. It's me? All right.
Yep, I think get up there.
Okay, no problem. Holly strikes again with Sea Sting and says, "Surrender to destiny."
That misses, I'm afraid.
Oh yeah, all her good lines and she's missing. And can I still move?
You should try intimidate.
Oh, I don't
that
think
doesn't
that'll
work
on
on
a paladin.
paladins.
Oh, you never know.
Can I move?
Yeah,
You can try. If
Okay.
that's
You
what
might
you
incur
do.
An attack of opportunity.
Well, she's not leaving away from him. She's trying to get to here and then to here, if that's possible.
Oh yeah, you manage that.
Yeah, you're moving
She's like
within
circling.
his.
She's circling around him and saying, and as she does, she's saying, "It's not too late to surrender."
Next up is Samael.
Alright. Can I occupy the same space as my spiritual weapon?
Since you're a kobold, I'll allow it.
Would Midnight be able to?
No.
Trying to think strategy.
Midnight's a bit too big. You, on the other hand, can scuttle straight under it.
Okay. Well, if I grab my pointer here. Move right there, and technically he doesn't get an attack of opportunity. So...
He doesn't at all, so...
You're moving into his range, not out of it.
So... Mace to the knees!
Yep, that hits. For 3 bludgeoning. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Spiritual weapon. Again, to the
That
knees!
hits. You can't do it to the knee, I'm afraid.
No, alright. Chest,
Yep.
non-lethal damage.
Okay. He's looking very beat up at this point. And it's his turn. Damn, you also have an... He's going to...
Oh, if you're gonna be a little coward and run away...
He just puts his hand on his chest and heals himself.
So much for that higher level cast there.
I know. It's almost as though the god he serves isn't very happy with him.
It's destiny.
Next up is Squish.
Come on, Squish, knock this motherfucker out.
I'm gonna be the bad player and say I had to go and save my cat from falling in the bin. What happened here?
I've just healed himself.
No, I mean, what's the red square and the guy in the portal?
That's the area where the...
I'm using the corpse to stand in for the orb on the beacon, and basically anyone within that range, when Anarchy finds the right symbol on the orb, will regain all their spell slots and health.
Ah, okay, fair enough.
Hence why I labeled it recharge area. Because, yeah, I drew that.
Sorry?
In that case, I'm just gonna punch the dude.
That hits. That hits as well.
Flurry of bows.
Yes, 1 second. How do you want to do this?
Oh,
Yeah. Squish!
Squish's old
knock him out.
favorite. Do we want to knock him out or do we want to kill him?
Knock him
I'd say
out.
knock him out so the Sahagins can kill him.
You know what? That's a good idea. That might appease them. Okay then.
Yep.
Squish is going to go for her old favorite. She's going to take out the knees and then just deck him in the side of the head to knock him out.
He just slams into the floor. He's unconscious.
Attack number 43!
Hog tie him.
Yes. Samael pulls out his rope and starts tying him up.
You sure I can't just
Super
punch him?
tight, just like every wrap around his hands, just pull, wrap,
And
pull.
by the way, we're going to take... I think we're going to take
Ollie,
his weapon away.
Guys,
Yes?
before any of the rapping happens, Holly says, very coldly, take everything he has off of his person.
Squish is already holding his sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yes.
That was the plan.
No, Holly says
Strip him
everything.
naked.
Everything.
Strip him naked.
Including his
And-
loincloth.
No,
And,
there are children
Sam
present. Let's
just-
leave that on.
and Sam
Holly
just
said- Holly
start
says,
going.
Obviously not, with a look toward Anarchy. I mean anything useful to him.
Oh no, I want to strip him down to his best flesh.
I've seen
Sorry,
naked people before.
There-
Anarchy
child-
rolls their
there-
eyes.
Yeah, Anarchy, there is a child present. She says, if you must, strip him down, and then make sure the ropes are where they need to be.
Well, you have no faith on Hannah's endowment, do you?
Holly says, I only have faith in his destiny.
Okay.
Well,
Anyhow, no, Sam wants to strip him of his armor, his clothes, except for the groin area.
Does he have
Okay.
anything useful on him as we're stripping him off?
He does not.
Does he have one of those little buttons?
Yes, he does.
See, he was part of the cult too.
Of course he was. And now, I would assume with all this rope tying, I'm going to ask you something, GM.
Okay. I'd say you can.
Holly reaches up with Sea Sting, turns him to the side, and very coldly and very quietly, she hamstrings him.
Ooh.
well, that makes certain that he doesn't run away.
Yes, it does. Jeremiah, can you carry our new friend?
It might be a little bit of a bumpy ride, but I don't think he has any right to complain.
Just grab his feet and drag him.
Nah, that always leaves him with just a very dry mouth.
Let's bring him to the beach.
I'm half tempted to throw him off the cliff.
No.
No. We need to
We
let the
present-
Sahaka deal with him.
We present him, and I want him awake for his destiny.
I wonder. I have one
Oh.
question to him anyway.
Head.
Oh,
Oh,
look
you're
who's
waking up.
awake!
Holly,
Oh, guys.
Holly leans forward and says, I give you the wish for a safe passage, but you have nowhere to go.
What's it to you anyway?
It's my destiny.
Oh,
I told you why. I told you why I was brought here, and I told you what I saw. It'll be faster for you if you tell us where your master is. And Holly does try to persuade. She does not try to intimidate. It'll be less painful for you, she says. If I can get my persuade.
Yep.
Okay. With +1 and advantage.
Adra just sighs and goes, fine. The storeroom down the corridor, behind the boxes, this secret entrance leading into the smuggler's tunnel.
Before you guys go, put Mr. Meanie over there. And I point at the far wall. And I said, anybody who likes the magic-y moves, come here. I ruined the completely tense vibe, by the way. Just full on. Get your magical buns over here.
Quick look over
And I look at...
Ardeth, sorry.
You know what? Bonk! Just a bonk on the head to make him go sleep again, fall asleep
Yeah.
again.
I mean, even though you do that, I go up to him, I just kind of push his unconscious body farther away, and I kind of give him a little hiss, and then I run back to the thing.
Holly, you
Holly?
going to get in on the action as well?
What?
You going to get in the recharge zone as well?
Yes, Holly does walk over, keeping an eye the whole time on this person.
Alright, I go up to the giant 6-foot stone arm thing, I just start bapping it all over the place, looking for that
Ardeth
spot.
kind of just very quickly,
There.
Anarchy, she very quickly mimes in the air the shape of the symbol you want to find.
and I smack it.
Okay. Everyone within the 10-foot radius regains their spell slots and their health.
Cool.
That was-
Meanwhile,
I usually find that sound inappropriate, but this time it fit perfectly.
Do
Meanwhile,
I break this
Squish,
thing?
no, you just watch it basically deactivate. Stone slowly lowers into the pedestal. There's still plenty of light, but yeah, you've used up all the arcane energy that was gathered. Squish, as you're investigating, you find the door leading into the smuggler's caves, but nothing else.
Can I peer in and see if there's anything notable down there?
Yes, you can.
Dude, perception check.
Yep.
Does anyone? Holly asks. Does
You-
anyone know where the caves lead?
You can see the footprints going further into the cave.
Midnight, quick, go get them.
The night starts down and
Excited
you
to be
can
tapped.
follow.
Sorry.
Midnight, what is it?
What is it, girl? Can we fall down the well?
You can. Kate.
Before they leave,
Sorry, I see you cutting out.
sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. Gonna make a quick investigation just to look around the room to see if there's anywhere that we could tie him up or tie him
You've
to.
already, you've already tied him up, so
Yeah, but I don't want him to try and crawl out of here.
Or hop.
There are crates in the other room.
Put him in a crate. Put him in a crate and tie it shut.
We can always put him in a room and close the door behind him.
I want to put him in that jail room that Miss Holly found in a crate.
That's a great
The
idea.
jail room would actually make a lot of sense.
Let's take him there.
That's this up here.
I've been in a jail room before, and they are not
This
fun.
room.
Hmm?
Well,
Okay.
let me just fireman carry him.
okay.
Check.
You carry him over to the south.
Fuck.
Anyone
Sorry,
got
sorry,
anyone got the key?
It's fairly heavy, but you might.
Yeah. Can I check the jail room first for any objects that he might use to his advantage? Because I want to make sure there's nothing in there
No.
first.
Yeah, you can roll an investigation check, please.
Or you could just clear it out.
Like, is there, what, yeah, just take basically everything out and pile it in the hall.
Okay, you don't find anything really. There's just the two beds and a bucket.
Alright, just making
Any
sure
rock?
there's nothing at all.
Rocks he could rub on, or
No, there's nothing that would allow him to escape.
Cool. And also, I'm gonna go take one of the bigger crates and shove it in the room and check the inside of the crate and everything and try to get him in there.
You can
Anarchy, you're
try.
overly obsessed with the crates.
I like
I'm
the crate.
surprised. I'm surprised that Anarchy didn't put the pee bucket on his head.
The what?
The poop
I thought
bucket,
that-
you mean?
The bedpan.
Yuck.
The bat bucket.
It seemed like an Anarchy thing that she would do.
That's gross.
It's very gross. Like I said, it seems like a thing Anarchy would do.
I'm crazy, not unhygienic.
Oh, okay,
Besides the
good.
spider blood thing.
That's how you get viruses.
But blood is different.
Yes.
Blood means you've won.
alright.
So, Anarchy, when you're done with your check and your preparation, would like to put him inside.
Cool. Okay.
At least the room. I'm not entirely sold on the crate idea.
Midi accepts the pats gratefully. Also, my cat is a motherfucking cliche. The phone call was Colin telling me to look out the window, and Lucy was kind of trapped in a bush. She couldn't get down.
Oh dear.
So he's out there now trying to get her down from the bush. Yeah. So, Samael, you see Squish is kind of like lying on the ground looking down a hatch. And she looks over and says, I found tracks. The priest
Good.
is getting away.
Samael calls out to the others. Hurry up with him! The priest is getting away!
My monster sniffing nose will get him.
Yes.
Not if he's out of town.
I'm worried he might have a boat down there.
My monster sniffing nose will get him.
Let's just...
Alright, so... Second brevity, throw him in the cell, lock it tight. And then...
Yeah, let's
down
do
the tunnel.
that. Can we do that?
Nope, there's no key for the cell, so...
I just start piling crates in front of it.
Anarchy.
I
I
don't have...
kind of need to get the door open to get him inside.
I thought he was
He's
already inside.
already inside, he's already inside.
He's still next to Jeremiah on my screen.
Yeah, same.
Give me a second.
Anarchy's in there. He's not.
Whoops. Am I still in there?
Just
I didn't mean to be in there.
Yeah.
Just take some
Again.
rope and tie it around the lock.
I'm still just used to playing games
inside
with
as it
like
is.
voice only. I'm not used to actual visuals.
You got
Figured
inside
out
up
the
anyway,
shit
so...
there.
Yes. Now everyone hurry up. One at a time, down the tunnel.
Yeah. You are going to the tunnel?
Yes.
Give me
Holly?
just 1 second to check something.
I don't think he has a cyanide capsule in his mouth.
Just go already!
Huh?
And I need to move Specky to this map.
Wait,
No.
why is he telling us to go?
I think
Because
that
he's
might have
getting
been-
very knocked off with you all.
Uh,
Wait, I heard something about a cyanide capsule.
that was the play. That was the player speculating.
I
Make
mean,
your way
if he died,
down.
I'm just gonna eat his liver.
Into the tunnels. I'm just going to put Specky there. And I'm going to change music.
That's mildly concerning.
The giant dragon, you mean? Over here?
Maybe.
Ah.
I need to get rid of this turn order.
Of course, I'm going to be stealthing into this new area because that's, again, my prerogative in this
Okay.
wayward life of mine.
We just
I want
reload.
you all to roll perception for me.
Hang on for a second, please. Please hold the line. Your DMing is very important to us.
Sorry, I'm not fingered again, have I? Not perception, sorry.
No, I was just having a little bit. Oh,
Please stay on the line. Your call is very important to us.
yeah, I had to reload because for some reason everything was still kind of sticking.
Thank
So
you for calling the IRS. Your call is very important. Due to
Yes.
unusually high call volume, your wait time may exceed 43 days.
Ah,
you have your wait time is now eternity.
better than last time.
Hmm.
Next, Eon.
You can smell blood in me. And something... Squish, roll a history check.
Do I smell seawater?
History. Okay.
Yeah.
Boop.
21. Yeah, you know this smell without a doubt. Whenever you've been too close to midnight in battle.
I smell dragon.
Oh,
Not
he
you,
is up
Minnie.
to his old antics again.
Not you, Minnie. Somewhere over there.
Midnight.
Also,
I'd
am I-
like you to roll an insight check, please, Midnight. Not Midnight. Squish.
Also, my stealth for this encounter because I want to be.
Okay. Insight for Squish. I'll take that 21. You can see
Oh god. I just realized that orb in there, was the thing right before the boss level where you see all your ammo and you go, oh god, there's ammo here, oh no!
That was our autosave!
Squish. You can notice that Midnight's looking very nervous all of a sudden.
What's wrong, buddy?
Midnight?
Black dragon, a white dragon, green dragon, blue dragon.
Those are colors of dragon.
One
Here,
dragon,
dragon,
two
there,
dragon,
dragon.
three dragon, blue dragon.
He had to sacrifice one of every color.
Oh, I was making a joke about that Dr. Seuss book. Sorry, we're all
Alright.
good.
Squish pulls herself away from the treasure and goes and starts comforting her Midnight.
Oh no.
It's fine.
Midnight
Holly.
is just absolutely
Holly raises a hand,
Squish.
disregards the treasure, and her face is still in shadow. She is moving on.
Seph, I didn't hear what you said there.
Okay, 1 second. Squish is... Midnight is basically got his face against Squish.
So
He's
do you like
really not happy.
the cat head bump thing. Like, yeah.
Yeah, he's...
Sorry, little buddy, I'm here.
Holly comes right up to the dragons and investigates it.
Roll me an investigation.
We're in the land of giants. There's a giant desk up there.
You can tell that this dragon's flesh... You can tell from the bone this dragon's flesh has been dissolved. Do you want me to roll... Could you roll any nature check for me, please?
Yes.
Roll me a chemistry check.
Aw, but I didn't do my homework.
Nature... You're no expert on dragons, but you can tell from the skeleton that this was...
This was, and then you broke up.
Yeah, this was what?
This was a young copper dragon.
She said
Samael.
this was a copper dragon. This... It looks like its skin was dissolved away.
Its flesh was dissolved. Literally, you can just tell from the bones that it was
Yeah.
dissolved.
Yeah, she's just talking.
Wait, the
Samael
smell he
reaches-
indicated, was that the smell of, like, scales, or was that the smell of acid?
It was the smell of acid breath.
Holly! That smell
What?
I smelt, it's acid breath. Be careful.
Holly says this dragon is dead.
Yeah, but the smart guy who knows about dragons told me black dragons are the ones who with the acid breath.
Like midnight.
Yeah.
He's
Oh my
using a
God.
black dragon again.
Holly nods and says, "Thank you, Squish." And then she keeps investigating.
Oh, hi, Lucy.
She heads
Did you
over
manage to
here.
get out of the tree?
Well, that
Give me just 1 second to reveal this part.
while that's going on, Samael's clutching his symbol of Bahamut and doing kind of like a last rites over the bones.
Holly sees that and then says, "Blessing be with you." And then continues. She is looking purposeful. She heads down here.
Give me a second while I reveal places.
Oh, you're fine.
I think,
Minnie,
yeah.
let's not get too far away from the others. We're safer if we stay together.
Give me a second. I'm just gonna follow any others say.
Squish
She's
is
gonna-
like not leaving Midnight's side right now. She's like holding on to him.
Holly's like looking around, just trying to take in what she's seeing.
Yes, I'm just gonna say to everybody,
Operation.
please walk around the bones. Don't desecrate them anymore.
Yeah, Holly did not step on the bones at all. She never even touched it. She was just doing that all by visuals.
To bear me
Oh.
while I reveal more.
It's probably gonna be gross, but Anarchy goes and kisses the top of the dragon skull and says, "Don't worry, my friends will take care of you." And then I go on.
Just spotted a bit of company.
I love it.
Oh, actually, I can reveal this area now since Jeremiah is in direct view of it.
There's the idiot.
I think with this wall we wouldn't be able to see this door here.
No, Jeremiah can see it.
Oh.
There's the idiot, and he points in the general direction.
And can Holly see these guys?
Roll me a
And-
perception check.
And can they see her?
Yes, they can, and they're looking very nervous right now.
Hold on. And Holly gestures to Squish. Holly saw the talk about the badges, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Holly
Great
Says-
minds think alike. Squish was about to poke you and hand you a badge.
Yeah, Holly turns. Let's make that canon. Holly turns to look at Squish and is about to say something, and Squish is like holding up the badge, and then Holly nods.
You can do the better talking. Come on, let's hide. Let
Yeah,
her do the thing.
Holly gestures, and then Holly comes up, holding out the badge. Did Holly hear the name of the paladin at any point?
Ardeth.
Yes, Ardeth. I keep forgetting it. I'm sorry. Holly comes up, holding up the badge, and says, "And what's the name of the shark people?"
Sawagan.
The Sawagan took Ardeth.
Oh, God. They learn to look to each other, and then just go,
Sorry, go ahead.
they look to each other and go, you know what, sod this. And they basically just peg it for the entrance.
Okay.
Oh, they were
See-
rich
see,
rats
that's-
like the last time too.
Somebody was going to come
From
up
here,
here.
you just hear a loud sigh of exasperation.
I like the idea. Incidentally, I like the idea that Holly isn't 100% sure that her lie worked. Either way, they do the same thing.
Oh, darn it, I thought that was a way around.
Holly literally comes up here, and is that like a door or just like a window or
That
what
is
is
a
it?
It's a door
gated
frame.
door. That's a
Looks like
gated
there's
door.
a tiny passage up in there.
Is there a way in?
You'd have to send someone to look.
There also looks to be something down here.
I'll go look in that one up there.
Okay.
I'll look at this one down here.
Oh, is this door open in front of Holly?
No, it magically locked.
Oh,
There's no way you're getting through that door.
Oh, what is that?
Holly.
That
Holly says.
is
Holly,
a statue.
go
Oh, okay,
That is
cool.
a statue.
I'm
Did
gonna go
Holly
look at it.
hear? Can I roll insight to see if Holly could tell that sigh was, "Oh God, I know that they're here." She's trying to decide what to do next.
Insight. You can tell from the look on his face that he's just got a "I am surrounded by idiots" expression.
Oh, I can see him.
Yeah, you can see him through the bars.
It's a gate.
That's what I was
Not a
asking.
door.
That's what I was
It's a
I thought
gate,
it was
not
a
a door.
So he can see her.
Yes.
Okay. She says, "Hello.
Hello.
Do you know I tried to save you?"
You tried to save me.
Yes. I try to save everyone. Holly's hand behind her is like moving back and forth, like go, 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 go. I told you what I saw.
Yes, I'm perfectly aware. I'm aware the rest of you idiots who stopped my plan are here as well.
Your paladin has met his destiny.
Oh well, no great loss.
She said.
Granted, he was useful, but he was far too pure-hearted for what I intend.
Holly keeps moving her hand. She doesn't know whether they're there or not. She's not looking. It's like, go, go, go. And she says, it's not too late. It's not too late. I'm reaching out to you.
He just has such a look of scorn on his face. And 1 second, I need to reveal more areas. If people stand still.
Never.
Well, Jeremiah would have seen it anyway.
1 second. Working out how much I need to reveal.
What is up with this statue, by the way?
That was. You can roll a history check.
Cool. Please be smart. Yes.
Ooh, hammerhead shark.
Yeah, this statue is like a representation of Sokola,
It's a representation of what?
the Sawagin god.
Would I know about him because of my little stay in churches and constantly praying?
Because you met him?
You've
And
met him.
Also, you met
Oh,
Or in
Yep.
a different form.
bad or good?
He's
He's
the
the
one
one
who's
you're
gonna kill us
helping.
Ah,
He's the one who gave Holly her life back in exchange for finding the daughter.
yep. I am very bad at names and faces, and it's worse when I can't see the names or write down.
Yeah.
Write down names like this. I'm just gonna stick my tongue out at the statue and kind of spit at its
I'm gonna
feet.
say it is in your journal. It is one of the first handouts you got.
Important characters, Sokola.
Okay.
Yep.
Paramount just glares at Holly. He goes, "Do you think it's right for some stupid little girl to sit on the throne of Holborn?"
Holly says, that's not for you or me to decide. That's for the gods.
The gods. You have actually met them, haven't you?
Of course.
The gods can't be trusted to tie their own shoelace.
Holly says,
Why does a god need shoelaces? Sorry,
Uh,
I couldn't resist.
Jeremiah's actually biting his fingers just to not shout out any retorts.
Holly just says back, she says, what they can or can't do is unknown to us. They call upon us to take actions for them. That doesn't mean that they have to.
Either way, it's irrelevant. The machine was destroyed. Now I have to go to my third plan, thanks to you. If the girl's still alive, you'll find her further inside the cave. I have no need of her anymore, because I had to kill her mother, but there you go, she wouldn't cooperate.
Oh no, he killed the baby mama.
Yes, local woman called Meredith.
Samael's still searching around for any small crack or crevice trying to get into that room.
Okay, 1 second. Nope. That's all you find?
Come on.
What's over here?
Now, it's gonna say you.
Hmm?
It's gonna say
You're breaking up again, Seph.
Oh crap! Hang on. You would have noticed this guy lying here.
This lying here was all
Yeah.
I heard.
Guy.
This guy lying here.
Okay.
At this
So-
point, Harmon just shakes his head and just goes, "I have more important things to do than debate politics, my dear."
You mean run away?
As I said, if we could
Holly calls back and says, "This is no debate. Destiny won't be denied. I told you what I saw.
yes, as I say,
It can be close or far."
yes, as I say, if a girl's still alive, you'll find her further inside the cave. Not that it matters anymore. Good day. And with that, he makes his way.
Oh, he takes the gate with him!
No, he did not take the gate with him. The gate is still there. I just grabbed it and deleted it by accident.
Hey, what is this dark shadow? You see the rocks right to my left?
Yep.
Is that like stuff going all the way up to the ceiling, or is that something I can climb over?
No, these walls are going all the way up to the ceiling of the cave.
Aw, dang it.
It's about an 8-foot ceiling.
He escaped again.
Holly rushes in to try to catch
You
catch
can't
him.
rush in because the
Can't
gate's still
go
here.
with
Oh, I
still
thought the gate
You
there.
didn't take the gate with him.
No, he did not take the gate with him.
Okay. Holly says, "Looks like we're going to do this the long way."
No. No entry. So while that's going on,
What's the gate made
Samael.
of?
The gate is made of iron and it is magically locked. You cannot get through it.
Well, we
Could
cannot
maybe
get through the
burn the
locked
hinges?
portion, but we could break it all down.
You cannot get through it.
The MIDI can't burn the
Oh,
hinges?
he's pulling the DM you can't break through.
Holly raises her arms and says, "Destiny tells me we won't find him that way."
Destiny's bullshit.
we must find another way. And
We must find Destiny's child then.
investigation.
The child.
Because you don't catch the big bad of the campaign about 5 minutes in.
No, it's not. I mean, we've been here for 10 minutes now.
Yeah, that's long
You
enough.
know what I mean? You know what I mean? You don't. He's going to show up again later. You...
Is there a little...
Don't
path
call me a
there?
dingus because I'm not a dingus.
We'll
Oh,
get
you
another
can't-
shot.
You'll get another
Narratively,
shot later.
narratively, the threads of fate seem certain that we will meet him again.
Hmm.
So,
Wait,
here's a
what?
question. Is Midnight still acting scared and nervous?
Yes, very much so.
Holly says, "We can." She says, Let's find her."
I think we should stay together. Something's really bothering Midnight.
There's a body over here.
Can I see what Holly sees?
What does...
That.
Holly
There's
doesn't
walls
see
in the
that.
way.
No, you cannot.
Okay.
So yeah.
Jeremiah-
I was investigating that body.
Jeremiah's going to rush over to this body here.
Jeremiah, as you approach, you can hear him moaning.
As you approach, what?
Jeremiah, as you approach this man, you can hear him moaning. Yeah.
What the hell's going on here?
Oh, God, it hurts.
What happened?
Oh, God, it's... Oh. As the girl destroyed the machine, killed everyone else. In there. He points into this chamber here.
You know, your boss is a real piece of work.
What a suspiciously large pile of gold.
You telling me? I never really felt right. What were we going to do with that girl? He said that she'd survive it, but
Yeah.
Quick question. Is it
Yep.
obvious as to what injured this man?
roll a medicine check.
I don't need to roll a medicine check. I would say the acid wounds are fairly
Yeah,
obvious.
half of his skin is melted off.
Oh, right, I didn't hear that description. Ah,
Now, he didn't describe it. It's just that I put two and two together.
guys.
Dragon.
Yeah.
Can I
Adult or just
Give
a
me a-
youngling?
To reveal things.
Bigger or smaller than him? And points to Midnight.
Well, a fairly certain. Oh, great.
Mm.
What do you say? Potion of healing on him?
With that medicine check, would he survive if we tried?
Not with a potion.
Yeah, it's not gonna work. He's
Would
pretty fucked
Magic.
up.
Magic might help.
Maybe Holly or Sam could help him.
Where is Holly?
Yeah, Holly's far away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Holly's on her own adventure.
Holly-
I'll tell you guys about the statue too while we're helping this guy
Yeah.
out.
Holly, as you're looking at the statue, you are able to recognise it's a statue of Sokola. Not in the form you saw him in, but in his Saugin form.
There's also a
Holly-
loogie spat at his feet.
There's also a what?
A loogie spat at his feet.
Oh, not for Holly. Does Holly see the slime?
I have no idea.
It's not.
Do I have to roll anything for that?
No, you wouldn't see it. It's just been spat on the
Okay.
ground. So
I spat on the ground.
Holly says all somberly, she says, "We will find her, I promise." And then she comes back out. And then she tries to look for the others.
Over here.
Can she
I
hear
make some
that?
bird calling noises.
Can Holly hear that?
Probably. She would probably notice.
And then she comes over and she is you can see her face again.
Oh,
well, that was
glad
mildly
to see you again.
Holly says
That's
always.
That was mildly disconcerting.
Holly seems puzzled by what they're saying, and then
I'm gonna say
sorry, you cut out.
here
You cut out.
and there.
Your internet
You see
hits
more-
you, Seph.
Yeah, you see more cultists here and here, and they're all half melted.
And this one's alive.
Yeah, that one's still alive.
He's
Barely.
pretty fucked up.
Holly bends down and says, "Will you renounce these false deities and embrace the Raven Queen?"
He's just too weak to speak at this point.
Holly doesn't take a chance. She's going to, if I can pull it up, she's going to cast, if I can cast any spells, please. There it is. I always wonder what that Rodan sound is.
For my phone, that's Lugia.
Okay.
Yeah, I just kind of inherently realized that was Lugia. I don't know how, but I was just like, yeah, that's Lugia.
Hold on, I got the spell. I'm trying to pull it up. There it is. Ah, where'd it go? There it is.
I say, while that's going on, Samael's looking around and sniffing the air, trying to see if he can still smell if the dragon is here or not.
Samael, you can smell a lot of acid in the air, and you know it's stronger from this direction.
From where?
From this direction.
South.
It didn't move down, so it's like where?
Okay, so I'm going to cast Healing Word. How high up can I cast it?
Yes.
How high can I cast it?
As high as you'd like.
No, I mean, what number? Level 1, level 2? I'm level 6.
That's the spell slot you're using, not your actual character level.
Right. Oh, so I could go up to the one I have slots in, which is 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you wanted to.
Level 3 then. Yes, she does.
Level 3. You watch as some of the acid damage starts to mend itself. He stabilizes, he's breathing, but he's still barely conscious.
And Holly's going to do it again. 1 second. She's going to reach out and try to hold his hand. What?
There's
She's
a really
listening.
big possibility of danger here. Maybe don't use up all your things.
Holly's doing it.
It's
Ollie, don't.
not worth it. There's definitely
He is
Stable. He is
acid
fine.
dragon.
stable.
You'll be alright.
Yeah, Holly doesn't do it then because she would have to actually do the spell casting.
That saved
Can you
him.
speak? Can you speak?
No, he's barely conscious. You've saved his life, but he still needs to recover.
He'll be fine. He needs to rest for a bit.
And he's definitely not in the mood to work with.
Holly looks up at Jeremiah and says, something told me I should do this.
No,
And she gets up.
you don't need to do it on him right now.
I mean, something told me I needed to do what I just did.
To be honest, if you hadn't done it out of your own volition, I would have asked you.
Holly just shakes her head and says, where do we go from here?
As Holly moves forward, Emma just grabs her arm like, no. I don't think we need to go any further. There is definitely an adult dragon here.
Holly
Well,
says
we
that we
still-
need
I
to
can
find...
hear you from here.
Do we know the daughter's name?
Adriana.
We're looking for Adriana. I'm Holly Featherlight. I mean you no harm, and neither do my friends.
It is ill-mannered to have a conversation with people in the next room.
Holly raises her hand to the others, and then tries to pull away from Samael.
No,
I just-
Sam's let her go. He's just like,
Okay.
tug to stop.
Yeah, so she...
I just start
She's
trotting
going
forward.
Call out in Draconic. Sorry, sir. She's not happy.
Oh.
As you enter
Oh, that.
main camp... 1 second, need to...
That's hardcore.
I'm going to reveal as much as I can. You realise that this particular cavern leads out into the open ocean.
Oh, that's cool.
Of course it does. That makes sense.
I do a very professional little like bow at my waist, and I stand back up, and I just wave enthusiastically.
This one at least has mana.
And Holly actually does her folded hand very reverent bow and
Yeah,
doesn't
Sam-
lift up until it speaks.
See, that is much more polite.
Sam does as
We-
well, but he's like biting his tongue because obviously it's a chromatic dragon.
We did not know that you were in.
Yes, that pitiful fool. He honestly thought he could just take over this place. Not without my permission first.
He thought
That is
so.
most gracious
before.
of you.
Yes, the fool who thought he could bring Nikovod back to a world of the living.
I've been charged to stop that from happening.
Isn't that my Lady Tiamat will ensure that fool never leaves Seven.
I'm just creeping along the sand closer and closer with like excited little eyes. Like doing a little, like imagine someone scampering.
Anarchy.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, and
Anarchy,
Holly is coming up too. Holly is following along with her, and
Don't go too close
As you
without
step
his permission.
Onto the deck, he slams one of his hands down to make the point to tell you to stop.
oh, Holly stops. She like
Rick-
winces and says, "I have been charged by the Raven Queen to find Adriana. I beg for your help, even though you've already clearly done so much."
He turns to look behind him. Roll perception check.
I don't have a choice. I
I
have
need
to do what I'm told to do.
How's
right.
Minnie reacting?
Need to take
Aw.
notes.
Mitty's terrified.
Yeah, it's a hatchling going against an adult. What do you think?
You never know.
This is not a
He
case
did
of
not
even
just
a
call
master
out
swordsman
Mama,
getting-
did he?
No, I was joking. That was me.
Oh, okay.
You
I'm gonna say
you can't
this-
quite make out who's behind him, but he's definitely got someone there.
Anarchy's
Oh.
just, you're so pretty. You're so pretty.
And then
Um,
Holly says along with that, Holly goes with a nod, kind of a sideways tilt of her head and a nod, saying, "You are."
He tilts his head at that.
Real quick, because the player's an idiot and did not take notes. Who was the person that Bahamut told him that even
Not this dude. Not this dude.
He's
No.
he's a follower of the other.
No,
He's a
no.
follower of Tiamat. So
You're meaning, where is he on the list? I made a note.
Yeah, don't
Okay.
forget you have the character names all on the side.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of who, but Bahamut told him that even he and Tiamat were trying to take down at the moment.
Nikovod. And he
Fuck,
just
no,
mentioned
okay.
Nikovod by name. I thought you mean the Gold Dragon King.
No. Because obviously, Chromatic Dragon, Tiamat, I remember, it's Samael's gonna step forward and basically bow again. Kind of get on his knees, bow.
The
And-
stench of a platinum dragon is upon you.
Yes, my lord Bahamut, watch over me. I apologize. But I work with him and Tiamat to kill the name of who you just said, because I can't pronounce it.
Nikovod.
of Nikovod.
Nikovod.
Yeah, it's like Nikovod. only-
Mortals really that desperate. They're so insistent on trying to resurrect him.
The idiot who had taken on who had been encroaching on your place, on your domain.
I would not
He has,
call.
he has tried it before, and he will try it again.
I would not call a man trying to attempt apotheosis an idiot. Not when he came so close.
Oh, but I can assure you he is an idiot.
Jeremiah? And Holly raises a hand and then puts a finger to her lips and then turns back to the dragon and says, "We again, please, can you help us find her?"
The dragon just grinned. What would it be worth to you?
I will give you a hug. And I say it with the utmost seriousness.
Holly
Yeah,
says, she says, "I don't have much to give. And she actually, if you'll listen, she very briefly lays out why she has to do this and explains about Sakova.
let's call that. Raises a hand to its chin, strokes his chin softly. His nostrils flare as you see a green cloud emit just for about a foot in the air from him.
When that happens, Holly bows her head lower and just like puts her hands together and says, "Please."
He starts to lean forward, and you just watch as the tip of his claw just slightly digs in under your chin and tilts your head upwards to look into his eyes.
Holly looks directly into the eyes and tries to. There's no deception. She's just trying to get this dragon to help her.
He
I mean, she does
inhales.
think the dragon is cute, but you know.
He inhales deeply, basically taking a good sniff of your scent. You have been marked by him as well.
Holly nods.
He lets go of your chin and basically sits up regally as he can. My father stood with the century. For the humans and dwarves were to.
We've lost
Now
you,
again.
Robo-Seph
Yeah,
is
I couldn't
Robo-Sephing.
make that out.
I think you just need to speak up because the mic's not getting it.
Yeah. He sits up regally and just goes, I am Vesulnid, son of the Dark Terror. My father stood shoulder to shoulder with the five calamities centuries ago when the dwarves began their little war of freedom. I have given you my name. As you say, this child is a Sekola. Frankly, I could not care less what the Saurgin or the other mortal races do. However, he raises his claw and points to Holly. You have been sent by Nikavod to kill that fool. Correct?
Holly bows her head once.
Nikavod was foolish. He turned the five most powerful chromatic dragons of this land against Tiamat. Two remain. The Green Dragon Queen and my own mother. I do not know where they are, nor do I care. But know this. Anyone stupid enough to try to resurrect Nikavod deserves kill Haramont. That is what I charge you with.
And Holly says, in complete sincerity, she says, in my mind, I've already foreseen it. Even though it's not true, she is making it true, so I don't know if you need to consider that deception. It's not true. She's forging her reality.
He thinks for a moment, and his grin widens even further. Send him to Avernus. I'm sure that Lady Tiamat will gladly feed him to Nikavod. An eternity being devoured, chewed up, spat out, resurrected, and devoured again and again.
Holly
Will
nods.
serve him right.
Holly nods like this seems like a good idea, and she says, "Shall I tell him your regards before that?"
That is
I couldn't hear you, Seph. Lost you.
that is unnecessary.
Holly nods.
At this point, he looks back to Icy. And you said you were. See, this the Samael just goes, and you, Kobold. You say Bahamut wishes you to work. Is working with Tiamat.
Yes.
To stop Nikavod from resurrecting.
Yes, they are.
You would do well to seek out the great Kleindoving.
Flying I'm actually going to start taking notes. Give me a second.
He was the great gold dragon that led the dwarves in battle against my ancestor. He and his metallic brethren fought great battles against the calamity. One vulnerable was slain. My mother and the green demon imprisoned where I know not. And Nikavod, as you know, was banished to Avernus. None know what happened to the White Queen. But few care. She was a traitor. Meet Kleindoving and tell him that Vesulnid grants you his blessing.
Let me see, is this dragon's name on the list? Yeah.
It is not. It will be added later.
Thank you. And Holly says, "It will be done."
In the meantime, child, step forth. You watch as from round the corner, round behind him, very meekly comes a young woman.
Oh, thank God, I thought he was calling midnight forward. I was going to have a heart attack.
Oh, I did too. I thought that too. I was like, no.
It's like, nope.
Take the child back to her father. Let him know the dragons have played their part in helping him.
It will be done.
At this point, he does look at Midnight.
Ah, shit.
And you step forward, little one.
Is Midnight frightened?
Oh,
Midnight
he's,
is frightened.
oh, I'm sure he's fucking shitting himself right now.
You
Yeah.
broke up there. What's midnight doing?
He's-
Holly move.
Frightened, but it's not the status effect, so he can approach.
Yeah,
Okay.
Holly moves to protectively stand just in front of Midnight. As if that'll
Squish
do
is just,
anything.
he's like doing that thing where she's like right beside his shoulder and she's his arm like wrapped around his over the top of his neck and she's like gently stroking under his chin as well. To try and keep him calm.
All of a sudden, you suddenly start hearing him speak Draconic. Nashinach na, Hostanovi, Honach. Vashnikashtan, Midnight. Shonach Hinala.
Does Squish know enough Draconic to get the gist of this conversation?
I'm just gonna whisper it to Icy because he can understand Draconic in full.
Yeah.
A few words. So 1 second.
Yeah. Yeah, Semi would be able to understand this conversation completely, even if he wasn't a kobold.
What's he saying?
Get back over there.
1 second.
Squish is not happy about this. This is her baby.
I'm just gonna slide over to Squish.
The two dragons continue conversing. All of a sudden, Midnight very reluctantly starts to walk towards this Vulnid.
Squish is not letting go. She's walking with him.
Okay.
And Holly is keeping herself slightly in front of him, like I said, as much as she can. Even if it means getting too close to the dragon.
Vasilnid just glares at both of you. Stand aside. I will not harm him.
Samael just looks at Squish and Holly. Do as he says.
Holly looks at Squish. Holly
He's my
looks at
baby.
Squish.
Do
And then Holly looks back and says, he's her child. You understand that.
Yes. And like I said, stand aside.
Holly,
Maddie, you're gonna be
Holly-
okay.
Midnight nods emphatically.
so then Holly, when Midnight nods, that Holly stands by Squish, and Holly reaches out to try to bend down a little bit to take Squish's hand and give it a very strong ward protector squeeze.
Okay. Squish like very, very reluctantly steps away from Midnight and like holds tightly onto Holly.
Vasilnid leans down so his face is about an inch from Midnight's.
Holly squeezes the hand harder.
You watch as he exhales a mist at Midnight.
Oh shit.
And then he pulls back a little, licks his claw, and very gently presses it against Midnight's forehead. You can hear a slight sizzling sound before he removes the claw. It is done.
Immediately step forward.
Yeah, what is done?
He chants. He basically exclaims something in Draconic. Dashna Lukana, Dekranavik, Midnight, Korzdanor, Door.
Oh.
And with that, he does a very graceful looking bow to Midnight.
What is going on?
I get
Did he just make Midnight his successor?
Squish.
Yes.
Whenever Midnight uses his acid breath, you may add an extra dice to it.
Knew it. Rite of passage sort of thing.
I was
He
about
basically just basically baptized Midnight, for
Oh,
lack of a better word.
to roll history to see if Samael would recognize it.
Yeah, you could tell from what he was saying that this was a ceremonial welcome to the world. It is usually performed when dragons are newborn, but because Midnight's spent about 6 months in the world already, he didn't get his because he has no parents, apart from Squish, and she couldn't do it. So,
No.
as the nearest adult black dragon, Nasilvid had to do it.
Squish looks up to the dragon.
Yes.
Thanks.
If his little one requires help, he is more than able to call me now. But understand this. Do not mistake this for kindness. I will not go out of my way to save mortals. Not unless it benefits me.
I understand.
So,
But,
Holly was looking all moony-eyed at the dragon, and then he said that, and she darkened.
Sir, do you mind if I ask? Is there anything important I should know to make sure he stays nice and healthy?
He kind of gives Midnight a quick look over. Says, whatever you are doing, it is working.
Just a sheep a day. A sheep a day keeps the ickies away.
He basically points at Samael as he says that. For a metallic, you have wisdom.
May we come back and visit in case we have any questions?
Yes, you may.
Thank you, sir. Like she does
But-
the really awkward bow because she doesn't know how to bow, so she's like flops
Yeah.
her head down.
At this point, he lifts his hand as if to stop you. Do not tell the humans of the town, but I am here.
You have our word.
All
That
our
is
word.
good.
Anarchy
Yeah.
just nods really, really hard, but like Anarchy's just been struck mute in like awe because something big and beautiful is right in front of him.
I'll
Now
protect
you-
your secret as well as I protect Midnight.
That is good. You may now leave my presence.
Squish is gonna
Sorry.
very quickly rummage through her resources. And
I knew
she's
it! I knew it!
Going to pull out. Where is it? She's gonna pull out one of the big gems. This
Oh,
one that I
God.
can't pronounce.
Which one?
Yeah, that one.
Crystal phrase. I would have been more along the lines of an onyx, as it's black, just as the dragon, but okay.
The dragon reaches carefully, gripping the gemstone between its claws, lifts it to examine it.
Just a small token for your hospitality.
You show great depth. I thank you for this gift. He very gently lays it down beside him. Now, as I said, you may go.
Anarchy just stumbles backwards, not taking their eyes off the dragon, just like sort of like hands squished to cheeks, stars and eyes, tripping over rocks as they walk backwards.
Holly's doing the backwards walk too. She looks very distracted. And she's moving away probably a little too slowly.
Anarchy's going to slow too, but for entirely different reasons.
Don't step on the dragon. and then don't step on the treasure. That belongs to the dragon.
Anarchy, you know it's impolite to stare.
But they're so beautiful.
Uh-huh.
Yes, but if he doesn't want you to look anymore, that might be a little bit of a complicated situation.
But if
Jeremiah,
he doesn't want me to look, then he'd say something.
Jeremiah, just go protect the others.
And I wave very enthusiastically again, and then I turn around and trot off after one last long look.
And Holly was waiting
This
for.
needs-
Sorry, go ahead.
This one is curls around the mast of the half-buried ship he uses as his throne, essentially. He curls around the main mast and basically is trying to get to sleep.
Holly's like starts to say something and then sees that he's curling up asleep and she goes, like, maybe next time. And then like she doesn't say that, but then she like thinks, and then she like, come on, Anarchy.
Yep, I forgot I have a token. Yep, again, I'm only used to like the word. Yep, I have a token.
Just this whole way out, Squish is like looking over Midnight just in case anything has happened to him.
Roll me a investigation check.
Investigation.
21.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, his scales are shinier than they've ever been. And he's got a little bit of a confident strut in his step as well.
Looks like you made a friend.
Wow.
Well, I'm glad you're okay and safe.
And Holly sees Anastasia and says, "At last you're found."
Adriana. you mean.
Adriana, not Anastasia. Sorry, Anastasia.
Yes. Yes.
There we go.
Thank you.
Something.
Sokola sent me to find you.
My father?
Sokola himself, yes.
I need. Can we go?
Yes, we're going now.
She nods and she's almost clinging to you.
To Holly?
Yeah.
Okay, Holly just like
take her hand.
Holly's like takes her hand, and Anarchy sounds like takes her other hand, and we guide her back. There's just someone we have to pick up along the way.
Okay.
Before they go, Samael's gonna do one more thing. He's gonna, kneel to the dragon one more time, and say a small prayer, not only to Bahamut but to Tiamat.
Okay.
And then head out.
You all make your way back to.
What do we do with him?
I say we eat him.
Holly says, I made a promise, and I'm keeping it.
I say we tie a rope around
And
his
then
neck
we
and
can
drag
eat
him
him.
to the Sahaugen.
That's exactly what we're doing, except he can't walk, so we're carrying him, or dragging him, whichever you prefer.
What do you mean? He's woken up at this point, so
Yeah.
he's still not fully with it, but he's not with it enough to.
Oh no, not this guy. She was talking about the paladin.
All right.
Oh
yeah,
no!
he's
Oh no! Not
so-
you!
But
Not
what
you!
do-
Not you!
What do we do with this friend here?
Yeah, I thought we were
Holly-
talking about the paladin as well.
Holly says, "You have been saved by the virtue of the Raven Queen. I felt it right to help you. You will not die from your injuries today."
There's no dragon under the cliff. Understand?
Oh God!
He saw
know?
the dragon. He fucking knows
I know,
there's a dragon.
I know.
His face
I know.
melted off by a dragon, so.
Yeah, I know. I'm just kidding.
He just
Yes,
looks
you-
at Squish and then just kind of nods in knowledge, like whatever you say. I'm not gonna.
He likes his privacy. If he gets disturbed, he'll ruin everything. So,
And
believe
Holly,
you
Holly
never
is
saw
actually-
him.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah.
and Holly says, Holly actually says, my powers work differently from many. What I've given, I can take away.
Yeah. No. I get what you're trying to do, but to be honest, Harriman. I only really stuck with him because my dad was a Harriman man back in the day. It's kind of a family thing, but
Yeah. Don't tell me your dad was in the Harriman's last cult.
That's the worst
oh
family
no,
tradition.
he was. No, he worked. He was one of his guards. He worked for him. Wasn't a cultist or anything like that. We just none of us ever involved in that cult business he's tried to set up. No, we just.
But I know it ends with you, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm not looking at that. He kind of avoids looking at Adriana. After what he's tried. Maybe that Brigitte girl ain't going to be such a bad queen after all.
Holly says, then the Raven Queen bless you and watch over you always. And she moves to head toward the exit.
He
She wants to go back to the prison.
he follows you, and you all make your way back.
Ascend.
Yeah, you all make your way back up into.
Hey, Sam.
One moment.
what did the big dragon say when he was talking to Mitty?
Oh, he was asking him his name and why he's called that. And basically just gave him a baptism.
Okay. Thanks. I was a little worried. You think maybe you could teach me a few more words?
Oh, of course I
Thanks.
could teach you the whole language if we have the time.
Squish looks like really happy about that.
And you can have full-blown
Hey,
conversations with your son.
I like that. What do you think, Mitty?
Oh no.
You
Holly heads very quickly to
gonna
the...
say before we get there, Squish and Samael, you realise that Midnight has just spoken his first words in Draconic.
Oh, Shiza.
What did he
What
say?
was that, Mitty?
He just said, "I'm a big boy." That's all he said.
I am a big boy now.
I'm a big
Sam.
kid now.
Now,
Yeah.
look what I can do. I can shoot my acid really far, but I'm still too young to drive a car.
Sammy smiles and gently pats the side of his neck and says back in Draconic, "Yes, you are."
I can acid down a boat, but I am still too young just to vote.
You make
big
your
and
way
strong.
back up into the crypt, into the smuggler's tunnels, and you make your way to the cell. As you approach, I want you all to roll nature checks.
I'm trying to, and it's not letting me.
The wall is definitely made out of wall.
Hold on.
Jeremiah,
Uh.
you suddenly get a splitting headache, and you take
Why do I have to take...
1d4 of psychic damage.
You
As
have to take.
you approach the cell, you realise that Ardeth is gone. And stood in the cell waiting with his back turned to you is a very tall, unusual looking individual wearing what look like leather robes.
Oh, he couldn't have got that far. We practically crippled him.
He was hamstrung.
Somebody could have retrieved him.
As far as
Who
I
are
know,
you?
the mayor's wife and her guns are outside the church.
Who are you?
I'd
What have
also
you
like
done with the
you to
prisoner?
roll- I'd like anyone
Hello!
who's there. I like anyone who's too close. Let's see now. Samael, Anarchy, Jeremiah, and Holly. I want you to roll perception.
Okay.
I don't like the way you said anybody who's too close.
That's bait. I need that GIF now. Fury Road.
Right, then.
That's bait.
So, roll this.
Aww.
Yeah. As you look around, you realise that the floor, the walls, the ceiling, covered in blood. And fragments and various bits and pieces of the two cultists who ran past you to escape down in the cave.
Oh, fun.
Did they beat me to my own suggestion of we eat him? Because I'll be upset.
All of a sudden, you all hear a voice in the back of your heads. I see that you have returned from the caves below.
Yuck. I don't like that your voice is in my head.
Holly seems disturbed, but she says, I'm Holly Featherlight. These are my friends. Who are you?
I didn't eat the weird
And where's
birds
the
this
man?
time. Ah!
And where's the man who was in there?
Ardeth has been taken back. He is going to be punished for his failure.
You're
Failure.
going to eat him.
Oh, we have much better ways.
Oh.
And
None that are so tasty.
very slowly, I'd like you all to make will saves. Not will saves. Go for wisdom saves.
Oh, fuck. Well, actually, that is one of my better skills. Watch, I roll that
Ooh.
one.
Not my strong suit.
Kaboom!
Second. Right. let's see. 12. Anarchy and Ardeth, you're both taken by compulsion to go on your knees as the individual in the prison cell turns around and you see his face. It's a mass of writhing tentacles.
Oh, no.
Good to meet you, Cthulhu, but still.
Stood before you is a mind flayer.
It's a
Knew it.
mind
Oh,
flayer.
I knew it.
Oh, shit.
Holly, meanwhile, I presume, stands her ground.
Yeah, anyone who got over 12 is fine.
Oh, Holly got 26. She's
Yeah,
really standing her ground.
That man has a
They might-
squid on his face.
And Holly
Shadow!
Holly looks down at the others and looks back at the mind flayer and says, please release my friends.
Your friends are fine.
You're breaking up.
He just says, your friends may stand if they will it.
Holly says, who are you?
My name is not important. All you need know is Ardeth is being dealt with by us for his failure.
Will he die?
He will not die.
Fate worse than death, then?
He will be given a chance to redeem himself.
I've been charged with retrieving him. Who shall I say is dealing with that? A blue man?
You may tell whoever it is that he was disposed of.
Can't lie. Deception.
As your friend pointed out, there are fates worse than death.
Eating him.
There is the eternal cafeteria, after all.
Ollie looks back at the others and says, "Everyone stand." And I don't know if that counts as her helping them with their will attempt.
Yep, just throw a wisdom.
I mean, he kind of let up on them, so...
Yep. Ardeth and Anarchy are both able to stand up again.
Holly looks back and says, "Thank you." To the blue guy.
The Mind Flayer does an elaborate bow. And then goes, like I said, you need not concern yourself with Ardeth. And with that...
Then why... Sorry, go ahead.
No, go on.
She says, "And then why are you here?"
How else can we punish him for his failure if you left him bound here?
She says, "There's no negotiating this with you, is there?"
Not unless you wish to end up like the two unfortunate mortals who saw me.
I wouldn't call that negotiation, Holly says, "but we'll be on our way then."
Very well. Farewell. He does another elaborate bow, and with that, he fades.
Holly bows back with her traditional cleric bow. She says, "Well, bad news. We didn't find either of the people. We don't have either of the people I promised that we would bring. But I think that they might understand the situation. Let's get back to the beach."
Plus, we have the daughter of the god.
That's what I mean about them understanding the situation.
I think that's... Well, Sawagan will be more concerned that I'm okay.
Holly says, "I certainly hope so, and I hope that they're gracious. Let's hurry to the beach, everyone."
Well, if we really want to, we could maybe turn over the paladin's armor and weapons and tell him he's no longer a threat and he's going to be doomed. Doomed!
Holly says, "That actually sounds like a good idea."
Yes.
Ow, my head hurts. I've had too many eggs today.
As I said, he might be stuck in the cafeteria of eternal doom.
You
Go
all,
back and have a
you
look.
all did well.
Where did you leave his equipment?
In the room here.
In the room
Yeah,
down here.
we'll say for the sake of brevity that Samael goes back and gathers it up.
Samael, as you approach, you see it's missing.
Aww.
The Mind Flayer took it with him.
Well,
I have another problem. It's gone.
that's what you get when they use only rental armor.
Could we please get out of here?
Well,
Yes,
let's get out of here. This is not a very kind place.
Let's not.
The caverns, I mean.
Okay.
You all make...
We all make what? Cake?
your way and
I'll wait, and suddenly you're gone again.
A whim away.
stand...
Seph, you're breaking up.
Just look...
Seph, you're breaking up.
No, yeah. 1 2 1 2. Is that clear? Can you hear
breaking
me?
up.
There we go. It's a little better.
Right. As you enter the churchyard from the church, you suddenly notice Adriana looking around, worried.
What's wrong?
You came through where the cell was. My mother.
Holly squeezes the hand and says, "The Raven Queen called to her. It was her time."
She just starts shaking her head.
And she's
In
just
her
like,
eyes.
sorry, go ahead.
You see tears in her eyes, and she's trying to speak, but she just can't.
Holly just very quietly says, "I spoke to the Raven Queen herself. Her voice came to me. She will be well taken care of."
As
be
you're doing
protected.
that, Eris appears and just goes, "Adriana, you're..." Oh, God. You just watch as Eris just pulls Adriana's face into her shoulder and just tries comforting her. It's alright. I know. We'll get you back. We'll get you somewhere safe. And we can sort all this out later.
And then Holly interrupts that and says, "We need to take her with us to the beach. We need to tell her people what happened."
Now is not the time.
I think it really is the time. They're threatening to attack if we don't.
They're threatening to attack, exactly. We need to make sure that no one else suffers. As hard as it is for her to confront all this, we need to do it now.
I'll come with you.
Yes.
As long as they see her and see she's safe.
Eris
And then-
kind of indicates the guards to disperse. And
Holly makes for the beach with her if she can.
Eris is not letting go of Adriana. She's
Good.
going with you down to the beach. A few minutes pass, and you'll see Eris whisper something to Adriana, and Adriana starts mumbling something. At which point, you watch as Hullcutter emerges from the waves and sinks to one knee in front of Adriana, head bowed. The two of them say a few words to each other in the Sawagan language. You can't make out what they're saying, but he nods and looks to the rest of you. Her radiance informs me that you have dealt with them.
As best we could. They're not dead, but they've been thwarted.
So long as her radiance is safe.
I gave you my word.
He looks to Eris. She belongs with us, human. Service dweller, sorry. And he just watches Eris kind of hugs her closer to her.
Aww.
Give her to us, surface dweller. She has no one left in your world.
Holly actually steps in at that and looks over at Hullcutter again and says, "She'll make the decision that's right. She needs but a moment."
Hullcutter just needs the bridge of his nose. What would be the bridge of his nose? Very well. Her Radiance may make the choice. But know this. Sequoia is anxious to see her.
And then Holly walks over to her and says, "Do you know? Do you need time?"
Adriana nods. She's still got tears streaming down her face.
Was that a nod to "Do you know," or was it a nod to "Do you need time"?
She needs time.
And she whispers, "What shall I tell them? How long shall I tell them? You choose."
She's too distraught to make her mind up at this point.
Holly walks back to Hullcutter and says, "She's too distraught for any decision."
Very
I'm
well.
sorry.
When her Radiance has made her choice, bring her back to the temple grounds.
We'll help her with whatever she chooses.
Good. And with that, he walks back into the ocean. And I think that's a good place to leave it for this week.
It is.
So, play the game.
No one really jumped in there.
Uh,
Probably the fact
we
that
all
we all
worked-
got away from the dragon alive.
yes, we all work together.
Yeah.
Team effort.
Oh no, straight up, if you hadn't done things right, he was going to fight you.
I got that sense.
That's why I gave you... I actually kind of made up on the spot that the beacon would give you back your spell slots. As soon as you mentioned you hadn't done, because I knew if I throw an adult black dragon at them, they're going to die without spell slots.
Oh, Holly came so close to beheading, taking the head herself and bringing it back to the shark people.
I think it just goes to show how protective Squish is of Midnight, that she didn't even bat an eye at the treasure once she realized he was scared.
Yo, God, that was amazing. That was play of the game. Squish protecting Midnight the whole time, walking up in front of a dragon like, this is my kid.
What you gonna do about it?
She's gonna realize she did that later, and she's gonna go into a complete gibbering pile.
Fumble of the game.
Holly not getting the dragon's phone number.
I got it.
Any ideas, theories?
I hate that lord.
I don't,
That lord's an asshole.
and I
There's
have a
always
feeling
been.
them dealing with him is not meaning what many of us decided it means. I think he's going to be back, and he's going to be real bad when we see him again.
I don't think
He's gonna-
they'll.
I'm thinking, if you ever know Starro the Star Conqueror, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Now, here's the thing. The paladin may have been in service to someone else, and not
That's
just
what I
the
figured.
Lord. And that was
That's
a
what I figured.
mind flayer. That shit's usually very high up and very bad.
Yep.
Oh, you have no idea.
City.
Well-
So I wonder if it ties in with the Flying City.
We should probably address that at some point. Oh yeah.
Well-
we also still need to go see about the race war.
Yeah.
Goblins versus
Think we-
kobolds.
I
Glances
think-
nervously at Sam.
That'll never. We'll work it out.
So, going down the list, it's a good night from Cork,
Good night.
a good night from Icy,
I see.
Icy,
Say goodnight.
Oh, good night, everyone. Sorry.
a good night from Jurnis,
Good night.
a good night from D,
Wash your hands. Stay 6 feet apart, front to back and left to right.
And a good night from Lizzie.
Hey, good night.
And it's good night from me. Good night.
Afternoon.
Bye, everybody.